Yeah, what's happening? What's happening with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah, we gonna get it today. Like I said, we got a lot to cook on today. We got a lot to cook on today. What is going on with it, everybody? Kawhi Elliott in the building. What's happening with it? William Old School. What it do? Mr. Mechanical in the building. What's happening with it? Yeah, and when y'all come in the building, make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. You know, um, like I said, I got a lot to cook on today, and we definitely gonna get into it. So as you come in the building, hit the like button and jump in the comments and let me know you're in the building. We definitely finna cook. I was actually just over you know what I'm saying? I was just over there with Coach and Money and Knockout and all them. OTB was in the building, you know. Coach, man, y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to Glove Up Boxing. Make sure that y'all go sub to Glove Up Boxing and more. Man, they was having a hell of a cook session over there, man. It was a hell of a show today. So I was listening to them. I'm on late because I was out and about. Uh, but I was listening to them while I was out and about, and you know they was over there cooking. I swear, my brother Money, any nigga need a dude like Money on their team to argue for him, cause he was over there arguing up and down that Canelo Alvarez never took no clenbuterol. That shit was funny as hell, man. It's shout out to Money Brown TV. And if y'all ain't sub to Money Brown TV, make sure that y'all go sub to Money Brown TV. Let me see who else we got in the building. Kevin Stenhouse, what's happening with it? My brother OTB in the building. Swat Jones, what it do? Mr. Mechanical, what's happening with it? Mike Biggs Boxing, AJ64, Tony Boswell in the building, DP Rocker, James in the building. And I never talked about the debate, you know what I'm saying? The last debate that you had. There go, Coach. I was just talking about you, Coach. And like I told y'all right now, make sure that y'all go sub to Glove Up Boxing and Mo. You know what I'm saying? Great content, great boxing mind, even though he don't know shit about boxing. And me and him will get into that a little later on, you know. But yeah. That's my brother right there. What's happening with it? Cromie East, Lord to the Game Boxing Talk is off in the building. Yeah. Smooth Groove Boxing straight from that Oak Cliff. You know what I'm saying? Oak Cliff, USA representing in the building. Mike Biggs Boxing. Shit, you should have a wrench. You should have a wrench. Tubi Leak, what's happening with it? Mr. Mechanical, Emmanuel Pettigrew, and OTB. Like I said, man, great debate. I never talked about the last debate that you had. Great debate, man. Only thing I got to tell you is memory. Memory in a debate is everything. It's kind of like, you know, when we see battle raps, you know what I'm saying? They have a scheme. And battle rappers, they might have a full 10-minute scheme, but they didn't memorize everything. And the only thing I gotta say, it ain't easy to, when you get on live and do all that, to remember everything that you got, you know, processed in your brain, everything that you done looked over. It's not easy to remember everything, but you know, just go over it more so you can remember. Because to me, it looked like that you have a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, that you want to bring out, but you end up cutting it short because it's like, damn, you might have forgot, you know what I'm saying, your build. You might have forgot some of your build. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, hey, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. You know, if you enjoy doing these debates, keep on doing it. Don't let it steer you from doing it. You know, um, and as far as your debate, it really wasn't no bullshit going on in the chats and none of that. You know, and I thought the judges, I thought they, judged it fair because they was actually able to give an explanation to why they gave you the round or why they gave with Chestnut the round. You know. Yeah, and it wasn't, it wasn't a whole bunch of dick riding in the comments and all that extra shit going on, Uh, OTB says, I can't hold the thought pattern that long. I can think fast, but not long. Man, I know that's what it is. I know you be having all of the, I know you got all the shit in your brain. It's just like when it's go time, it's like, is you gonna remember it? Shit. That's all it is, man. Keep on doing it. Like I notice I'll have a lot of shit and I'll even though I'll give a good build and or whatever in the debates, I still leave shit out that I wanted to bring up. Mr. Mechanical, let me see. Stance D, what's happening with it? He says them dude payers are fools. I don't know what you talking about, bro. I don't know what you mean. You gotta clarify that. What you talking about? Uh Mike Ron, what's happening with it? Randall Bivens says, you have to be aware of logical. Okay, yeah, yeah, fallacies when debating. But yeah, like I said, man, when y'all gotta understand, it's easy for people to get on the, to in the background to critique, but I gotta see y'all get up there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say what I have to say to OTB or whoever else is debating because I'll get up there and do it. So until you get up there and do it, and you got a time limit, and it's just you talking to the camera, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't really give a critique because it's easy on the outside. It's just like, it's just like talking shit to Shaquille O'Neal about not being able to hit a free throw under pressure, but you ain't never been, in the playoff game with the line with the game on the line at the free throw line. Is what it is. Notes are vital. Yeah, man. Yeah. For some people, I just pretty much go off the head. I'll have like last time I had some notes. I didn't even look at them shits. I threw them shits behind the computer and didn't even remember I had them. Yeah, Jay, like I said, man, both of y'all did a good job. I just think that a lot of yours you had to cut short because you might have lost, your train of thought or whatever. But Jay Chestnut, he did his thing too. You know what I'm saying? He surprised a lot of people. And for everybody that's watching, you don't have to have no channel, you know what I'm saying, to jump in the debate. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, don't have a channel and probably can debate with the best of us. That's how I really start. Like before I had a channel, I was debating niggas on Facebook in the comments. And I really felt like couldn't nobody fuck with me in a debate in the comments. And a lot of cats had a channel that was doing it. I didn't have no channel, but shit, they didn't really make no difference. So whether you have a channel or don't have a channel, that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That really don't mean nothing. Walter Robinson says one thing about a debate, practice make perfect. The more you do is the better. Yeah, exactly. Like anything else. You're right, Walter. The more you do it, the better you get. And, some cats like you got like knockout, like he takes that shit serious. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's real to him. Like he takes that shit serious. Knockout. So if you debate knockout, you better take that shit as serious as he do, because that's serious shit to him. He takes that shit serious. You know what I'm saying? BFTB, like he takes that shit serious. Like that's why I think, you know what I'm saying? That's why like he needs that validation. Like he take it super, super serious. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's part of his life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, I'm just competitive, you know. So if I do it at the moment while I'm doing it, I'm gonna take it serious. But it ain't really that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not in it to be called so everybody can call me the best debater and can't nobody fuck with me, and I need to make videos telling everybody I'm the best debater in the world. Like it ain't really that serious to me. But if I'm doing it at the moment, I'm competitive, so I'm gonna take anything serious to win. That's just what it is. But yeah. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. What's happening with it? Knockout. They're gonna knock out in the building. What's happening with it? Yeah, coach. And coach, I think coach is more like me. I don't really think it's that serious to coach, but I think that coach is real competitive. So if he's doing it at that point in time while he's doing it, he's gonna take that shit serious. Um, but yeah, and you know what I'm saying, salute to Knockout once again, man, for his platform and you know having a great debate platform over there. You feel me? A lot of people could talk shit and critique it, you know what I'm saying? But hey, they not doing it. They not the ones that's having everybody coming over there watch them or watch these debates. He did that shit. So you know, you feel me? He took the ball and he ran with it. Um, but yeah, let's talk about Mr. De Niro. What's happening with it? Let's talk about these fights this weekend. You know, y'all hit the like button as you come in. Let's talk about these fights. Uh, so man, first fight I want to talk about, right, is I want to talk about Bam Rodriguez. Yeah, little Bam Rodriguez is a monster. Jay Grant, what's happening with it? I want to talk about Bam Rodriguez, man. That dude is a monster. What's happening with it, Box Talk? Yeah, and I'm gonna drop the links too in a minute. Uh, I'm gonna drop the links too in a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about Lil Bear. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll drop the link right now. So if y'all want to hop on, you know what I'm saying, before I even get to, you know, cooking on these subjects, because I don't got a lot of time to waste, I'll drop the link. So I'm gonna send a couple links out. And if y'all want to hop on, you know what I'm saying, y'all can hop on. Um, let me see. Hold on. I'm dropping the links. Let me see. Box Box Talk. I don't have your email, so if you want to, damn, I don't. Knockout. Do you happen to have Box Talk's email? You could text me because I don't know if you want to drop it in the chat. But hold on. Let me see. Trey. Okay. I got you, Box Talk. Hold on. I got it. So you can go ahead and erase it before trolls come in here and get that shit. I got you right now. All right, I'll shout it to you, Box Talk. So yeah. So if y'all want to jump in, like I said, I'll send some emails out if y'all want to get up here and cook. But the first fight I want to cook on is Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez, he fought. What was the guy's name that he fought, man? Because the dude that he fought, he was good. Bam Rodriguez had a tough fight. Hold on. It was, I can't think of his opponent's name. Israel Gonzalez. So Bam Rodriguez versus Israel Gonzalez. I'm gonna keep it 100. I picked Bam Rodriguez to stop Israel Gonzalez. I wasn't too familiar with Israel Gonzalez, but one thing I did notice during the weigh-in that Israel Gonzalez wasn't intimidated, and he was a lot bigger than Bam Rodriguez. You know, and he used his size as an advantage because you could tell early on Bam Rodriguez was, I'm not going to say he was having a lot of problems, but it was a very competitive fight early on, right? It was a competitive fight throughout the fight. To me, listening to some of the commentary, I think they was going overboard a little bit, saying that Bam Rodriguez, you know, could be down the first 5 rounds, 5-0. That ain't the fight that I saw, you know. And like I do have to go back and look at it because, mind you, I was watching the fight on my phone. I was in the restaurant because it was my lady's birthday, so we was out at a restaurant. You know, I had it watching it on my phone the whole time. So I might have missed a couple of the first rounds, but the rounds that I saw, Bam Rodriguez was winning the rounds. You know what I'm saying? Israel Gonzalez did win some rounds, but Bam Rodriguez was winning the rounds, but it was very competitive. Like, Bam Rodriguez was catching Israel Gonzalez with some hard shots, flush shots, and Israel Gonzalez wasn't going nowhere. And I think, you know, down the stretch in that fight, Bam Rodriguez realized that this guy is not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So if you notice, Bam Rodriguez, he started trying to use his angles more because usually Bam Rodriguez is using his angles throughout the fight. And I think this fight, I don't know what reason it was, he fought a lot more flat-footed. He would give you spurts to where he would use his angles, but a lot of the fight, he was just, you know, in the pocket, you know, going all out, toe-to-toe, fighting flat-footed. And I think Bam Rodriguez is at his best, and he's able to confuse these opponents when he's steady using angles like you see Vasyl Lomachenko do, because he has that capability. And most fighters don't have that footwork like a Bam Rodriguez. They can't give you them angles that Bam Rodriguez can and you know, be accurate with it. And so I think that's a big advantage that he has in his arsenal, and he wasn't using it enough, right? But like you said, the guy was big. He had a jab. He had punching power. And, you know, Israel Gonzalez, he came to fight. He didn't come to lay down. And he took that shit serious to where you've seen the Mexican warrior come out of him. Israel Gonzalez didn't come out there to lay down in front of all the Mexican people. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's what I felt. I felt like, ain't no way he's going to let Bam Rodriguez stop him, you know, on the Mexican holiday in front of all these Mexican fans. And he showed that. He showed that you was going to have to kill him to beat him. And, you know, that's the mentality that he brought in the ring against Bam Rodriguez, and it made it a hell of a fight. Also, Israel Gonzalez, he had went to distance with Chocolatito, with Roman Gonzalez. So he has the experience on his resume, and I think that Bam Rodriguez, he won the fight clearly to me. He did a lot of great things, but he showed that he's able to persevere when it's a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a force to be reckoned with. If you look at Bam Rodriguez's resume, right, in all the boxing, if you look at his resume and what he's done at the age of what, 23? He's 23? at the age of
22.
22 years old,
22.
nobody, I'm telling you, nobody has a resume that can touch his resume. The guys that he's fought and the competition that he's fought at 22 years old, when I say nobody, I mean none of these young fighters. We'll stop at age 27 because Tank is 27. So nobody 27 and up can touch his resume. What's happening with it, Trick Nolte? I see you in the building. And I'm gonna stand on that. Like the shit that he's doing is the shit that he's doing, man, is amazing to me. And it's scary to know that he's only 22 years old. Now, one thing I gotta say before I pass it off. I sent you a link, Knockout. Let me send it again. But one thing I gotta say before I pass it off is that hold on, let me send Knockout this link real quick. Okay, there you go. One thing I gotta say is that if I'm his handlers, right? Now I start taking the PBC approach. And what I mean is, I don't want him fighting as often now. Because he has so much talent and he's already proved himself, right? To be, to me, a top pound for pound fighter. That's my opinion. He's already proved himself. So I don't want to wear him out. You know what I'm saying? He's only 22, and I don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on his body. So I start moving him, maybe only fighting him twice a year. You know what I'm saying? I start watching how I move him because this kid has talent like we're not used to seeing in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta move him right. You don't want to burn him out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to continue put him in tough fight after tough fight. And then now you're looking up and he's 26 years old and he's not the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's like what's the guy's name? The Puerto Rican guy, the Puerto Rican dude that was a fucking monster. And then he started getting knocked out by everybody. What's his name? The little Puerto Rican fighter. I think Gamboa stopped him. He was a monster for a minute. I can't think of his name.
Ricardo Lopez.
No.
He was bad. Ricardo Lopez at one time he was pound for pound.
I'm talking about, man, what's it? Juan Lopez. Huh. Like, you don't want him to, like, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you turn around, you like, what the fuck happened to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker get knocked out every fight. Like, so you want to move him right, and you don't want to wear him out. That's my take on Bam Rodriguez. But Bam Rodriguez, once again, he showed out, and he's showing no matter how big the guy is, what competition, like, he gonna get the job done, and he gonna give you excitement while doing it. So yeah, y'all hit the like button as you come in the building. Smash on the like button as you come in the building. But Coach, let me get your take.
Man, let me tell y'all something. That dude, Israel Gonzalez, came in there prepared, bro. That dude came in there prepared, and it was a good fight, and we saw Bam work through a little adversity as far as making adjustments in the fight. As you can see, when Bam was trying angles earlier, that dude was turning quick as fuck with him. So he kept him in front of him. It was a hell of a fight. Bam showed a lot of maturity for that age, for him to make the adjustments he did make, and for him to keep pressing and being mature and being patient. That you don't see that a lot from young guys at that age, and showing that amount of skill. He's a very, very mature fighter for his age as far as mentally. And you can see he had to work through a few issues that guy was presenting. Now, Israel Gonzalez came in there with a very good game plan. Whoever his coach is, he had a very good game plan for Bam. He kept his head moving a lot too, also. And like I said, when Bam was earlier in the fight, when Bam would try to say step to the right and get that angle on him, that guy was turning to the right with him. And it was like that. It was quick. So we watched Bam work through it, and he started taking him, making him, keeping his outside foot on the outside of the guy's foot, and the guy started squaring up a little bit, and that's when Bam was scored. But he came in with a good fight, and that's what people don't understand is that when you step up to certain fighters, they might not have a big name, but if they got a lot of experience and they're good and they got a good chin, good strong fighter, sometimes they give fighters, especially young fighters, they make them have to work for it. And Bam pulled through, bro. He looks great. He's in my pound for pound list. He's been there for a while because of the caliber of fighters, and he's always willing to step up and fight. So, yeah, man, Bam did his thing, bro.
Yeah. Box talk, it's on you.
I thought he did his thing too, bro. I guess my biggest takeaway from it is going into it, I kind of already have like a really good idea of what Bam is. I think a lot of us do. If I gotta be the harsh critic, I didn't like seeing him take that much punishment. Yeah, he won the fight. Of course, he won the fight, but I thought he took more punishment in this fight than I've ever seen him take in any other fight. He got hit a lot more than I would have liked to seen him get hit. So if I'm on his team, I don't know if it's true or not. I heard Robert kind of like pushed him to this fight because it was such a good opportunity. But if I'm on his team, I need to take better care of this guy. As a fan, the fight was competitive and it was exciting and it was great. But also as a fan, I want to have this guy around for a long time. You know, I want to keep watching this guy. So I don't want to see him have these kind of fights often. I think he should get a little bit of a break. We'll see when he comes back, but I think he deserves a break, man. He's been fighting tough fighters in a weight class where, you know, arguably it's too big for him. He's not a real 115 pounder. The guy he fought, Errol Gonzalez, has a few fights at like 118. Bam's coming up from like 112. So I don't know. He's badass, man. He's a fucking great fighter. I just don't want to see him fizzle out too quickly.
Yeah, I agree. And Corey Moe, what's happening with it? Salute. I think it's on OTB.
Shit, I thought that you hit the nail on the head when you said he could have made that fight a lot easier than it was, but given the stage, you know what I mean, and he still executed, but his feet is great. Like, the kid got good feet. So I would advise him to lean on that more. You understand? Box a little bit more, not as much willingness to take those punches that Box Talks alluded to. I didn't so much as like that. I ain't feel like I did feel like he took some unnecessary punishment, but I gave some credit to dude too. He did have a good game plan, like Coach said. Him turning Bam and keeping Bam from getting that outside leverage at first. You understand? And Bam showing us the ring IQ to still be able to dominate the outside leverage and change the head slats. You understand? And doing so, I thought that showed me a lot of defensive purpose. You understand? It just worried me for him to be talking about fighting Monster NOE, seeing him take them shots. You understand? So, like y'all alluded to, I like to see him sit back and chill before you take that fight, polish up on your defensive purpose and your career.
Yeah, I agree. Knockout.
Man, look, the number 8 pound for pound fighter in the world showed up and did his goddamn thing on Saturday night. That's where I got him ranked. I've always thought highly of the young man. The thing is, bro, the game plan, like Coach was saying, the game plan that they used to counter Bam to the body, every time Bam would throw something, Israel Gonzalez started off countering him to the body. I thought that was very smart of them. And then to watch Bam make the adjustment of just saying, all right, cool, that's what you want to do. I'm just going to step to you. And so when he started stepping to him, I think if we go back and watch the fight, because I've watched it twice now, a lot of them shots that people like saying he took a lot of shots, bro. He also had a lot of great defense in there, bro. Where he was hitting shit off the gloves, he was parrying shit, a lot of good head moves. Just really showed, like, bro, whether it's at distance, using them angles, coming in and out, staying behind his jab, or whether it's on the inside, still trying to pivot around you, taking different angles to get good uppercuts and straight left hands out. Like, he just showed that he a complete fighter, bro. He's a complete fighter at 22 years old, and that's scary. And small correction, Box Talk, he coming all the way up from 108. He jumped all the way up from 2 weight classes to come up here to fight at 115. So, I mean, the dude he just everything that we love in boxing. But I do agree with everyone. Coach disagreed with me because Coach and I texted a little bit after the fight. I thought he looked flat at the beginning of the fight. I thought that he didn't have the typical angles and movement. He didn't seem as light on his feet as he usually is. So I do think a rest is well needed. You know what I'm saying? I think that he already fought Quadras earlier this year. He knocked out the guy that knocked out Chocolatito. He just took on a guy that went the distance with Chocolatito and had a competitive fight with him and Israel Gonzalez. That's a hell of a year, bro. No need to rush back to try to fight on the Francisco Estrada and Chocolatito undercard. To me, everything he did this year, whoever win that fight, he already earned that shit, bro. They gotta see him. So if you want to do anything, shit, just go to the fight. To be real with you, you go to the fight. Because you 115-pound WBC champion, you take your ass to the fight and you call out the winner. You tell Eddie Hearn, hey, you gave me this new big deal. I need you to let me in the ring so I can have these words with the winner. And you just move that way, bro. We don't need to see you on the card. Let's just see you in the building, enjoying the festivities, working, staying in the gym and shit. And then, let's start the year off in March or April with a Bam versus the winner of Chocolatito and Juan Francisco Estrada, bro. That's what he need to be doing. He don't need to fight another fight this year, bro. He already in the top 5 for fighter of the year right now, bro. If he don't do nothing else this year, what he did this year, you got to put him on the short list of top candidates for fighter of the year, bro. Straight up and down. Great, great performance by him. You ain't gonna knock everybody out, but like Coach was saying, man, like people need to understand how good of a fighter Israel Gutierrez is. A lot of the people
Gonzalez.
at 115 would have problems with him, bro. So it is what it is, bro. Great performance by that young man. I can't wait to see what's next, dog.
Yeah, and y'all got to get the likes up, man. Get the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. It's free. It don't cost y'all nothing. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's only 87 likes. Y'all got to get the like button up, man. Come on.
We got almost 150 people in here.
Yeah, 87 likes. That shit crazy. It take you 1 second to hit the like button. I know it's a whole bunch of haters in the background, you know what I'm saying, watching. They don't want to jump in the comments because, you know what I'm saying, they actually not allowed to be over here. They was given specific orders to not come over on this channel. So, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't gonna tell on y'all. I ain't gonna call your boss and tell him that you over here in the background and shit. But yeah, Cortez Bowles, what's happening with it? St. Louis Mix, what's happening with it? But yeah.
Yo, let me touch on something OTB said real quick because I like that he mentioned it'd be nice for Bam to brush up on his defense a little bit. But I always thought, and this is just me, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I always thought RGB was like never that stable, never that camp. I've never seen a fighter come out of that camp where I could say, oh man, their defense is on point. To me, that was always Bam. Like I thought Bam was the lone exception to that. He had better defense than anybody I've ever seen in that stable. And I didn't see it as much his last fight. He's still better than everybody else in the camp, but I didn't see it as much in this last fight. And I'm hoping that they're not pushing him to learn what they're trying to teach him so much that he's putting off his defense. Does that make sense?
What I think is y'all giving, I don't think that's it at all. You're not giving enough credit to Israel Gonzalez. He was much bigger than Bam. He was longer than Bam. So Bam had to work his way inside. When he tried to use angles, the kid kept touching him. The kid had a great head movement. Israel Gonzalez had great head movement. He had a long jab. And also, when Bam would try to take one side and get an angle on him, the dude was turning quick, man. It just Bam figured him out and worked him down to where it was easier for him to touch him. Bam has great defense, bro. He fought in the pocket with great defense this time. He couldn't stay on the outside because of how much longer, and the dude was fast, just as fast as Bam was. So you got to give credit to the other fighter who causes another fighter to fight a certain way. We can't just look at, he's not going to do what he do to everybody else, to every fighter. That's where we got to give Israel Gonzalez his credit, dude. That dude can fight, bro.
And as much as I give him his credit, Coach, not saying he came out flat. I thought he just came out flat-footed with the game plan of fighting his fight for the beginning portion of the fight, and it just wasn't beneficial from my outlook, given the feet that he have, because his feet is what make Bam special.
Go back and
But
watch the fight again.
he had to do that OTB because when he was trying to take them angles and shit, Israel Gonzalez just had that uppercut to the body ready for his ass, bro. Like literally every time Bam would take an angle, try to throw their left hand, boom, there go a counter left uppercut. I'm not even gonna try to hit your head because your head movement too good. He just kept countering to the body.
And he was turning quick.
He just started stepping through him, bro. And he was turning with him, like Coach said. Yeah, bro. Like big facts. But one thing I do want to say, like, what I give a lot of respect for and why I like the young man so much, all these other young fighters, bro, when they fight a former world title contender, that former world title contender be like 35, 36, 37 years old and way past their prime. Even when he ain't fighting a legend, this young man is fighting a former title contender that's only 25 years old, still hungry than a motherfucker, trying to really get out there and see if he can upset Bam Rodriguez and get his name back going. You know what I'm saying? Like he just fighting killers right now, bro. He fighting killers. So like that dude Gonzalez can fight, and he give a lot of these dudes like these guys like Julio Cesar Martinez that everybody was high on, the guy that just lost to Chocolatito. This dude Israel Gonzalez beat the shit out that boy, man. Doing all kind of dirty, bro. So you know, everybody, you ain't gonna knock out everybody. I know coming off of the Rung Vasai fight, people was probably expecting like, oh shit, he about to put on the show. But everybody, some people just gonna be a tough fight, bro. And it's about how you overcome that shit. And I thought he did a wonderful job coming out. He didn't have the I watch all his fights, bro. He did not have the energy that he usually come out with, but still had that, make adjustments, and just start stepping through buddy and walking them down. Nah, bro, he got something different going on up there, man. He really do.
Yeah, man. And Trick Nolte, salute, man, in that super chat. He says, I use my food stamp card for this super chat. Man, they need to make that an option. Shit. For real.
That EBT.
Shit, I need me an EBT card right now.
Man, that EBT on ETB.
For real. I need one right now. Shit. As expensive as this food is now, shit.
You ain't lying.
Anybody selling any food stamps, holler at me, let me know. But yeah, I agree with everybody's assessment on Bam Rodriguez. But like I said, at the end of the day, I just think that he was in there with a game opponent. Like he was.
I slept on Israel Gonzalez
with an opponent that was like, okay, I'm not coming to lay down tonight. You're gonna have to kill me to beat me, and that's how he fought. Like he didn't come to lay down, and I think, like Box Talk said, a lot of us slept on Israel Gonzalez. I slept on him. I'm like, man, this dude finna go in here and Bam Rodriguez gonna knock him the fuck out. And yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. He wasn't going. They could have fought 15 rounds and Israel Gonzalez would have still been right there. You would have had to really, really knock him out cold to make him,
that dude, Israel Gonzalez had good head movement too, bro. That dude had good head movement, bro. That dude's still young.
Yeah, he did. He was using.
He ain't go to distance with Chocolatito, you know what I'm saying, and give him a tough fight for no reason.
But you ain't see that head movement in the Chocolatito fight neither.
Yeah.
That head movement he brought Saturday was.
He's still a young fighter himself, so he's showing that he's still improving. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, hit the like button. Hit the like button as we move on. Hit the like button. Now I'm gonna get to the Canelo and Triple G. But before I do that, I want to talk about this Errol Spence and Terence Crawford because I'm gonna just say straight out. I see a lot of people getting mad, making videos because because you got cats like Blue Blood and other people coming out saying, yeah, the fight is on for November the 19th. First of all, why do grown-ass men care what other men are making videos about on their channel? Like, I don't understand. If y'all don't like that Blue Blood is giving, what he believes to be talking about, y'all, first of all, y'all don't know what Blue Blood know or what he don't know. You know what I'm saying? We grown men.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We grown-ass men. If I see something that Blue Blood puts up, I can either believe it or I don't have to believe it. I don't have to make no fucking goddamn live stream and make a video because I don't believe what Blue Blood is saying. That's his motherfucking channel. If Blue Blood wants to put up anything on his channel, that is his channel. We don't have to go and make full videos because Blue Blood said, you know, what he believes or what he knows. Like, bro, why do y'all even care? Take him off your, unsubscribe to him if that's how you feel. Take him off of your, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he don't pop up on your timeline. I done did that to a lot of people. I make sure they don't pop up on my timeline. But I don't understand why you care. But, so, you know, I'm going to say this, and y'all can go make a video, a live stream about me. You feel me? Because, you know, it's a lot of weird ass niggas that's making live streams about me too. And you know what? I don't give a fuck what they doing over there on their channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But November the 19th, I'm going to tell y'all, lock that shit in. Lock it in. If you're going, book your rooms, book your flights. It's going down on November the 19th. Unless Bud Crawford decides at the end of the day to back out and Errol Spence has to fight somebody else, I'm letting you know it's going down on November the 19th. Lock it in. Now, what I don't,
either way, Spence is fighting.
Right. And what and like I said, Bud Crawford is gonna be Bud, unless at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, he retracts everything because he's already signed the term sheet. He's already did all that shit. That's true. So like I said, you can make a video about that shit. You know what I'm saying, if you want to. But unless he, you know what I'm saying, changes his mind and some shit, you know, gets fucked up at the last second, yeah, it's gonna be Bud. So lock it in for November the 19th. What we don't know, what Bud Crawford or Errol Spence's team don't know, is they don't know what venue they're gonna fight in. They don't know what venue they're gonna fight in. So that's the only thing that they don't know. As far as do they know, like us as of right now, from what I know behind the scenes, talking to who I've been talking, they still don't know. But lock it in. You know what I'm saying? Uppercuts Boxing Nation, what's happening with it? Salute. So yeah, man, you know, that's just what it is. So for everybody that's wondering, you can believe it or you don't gotta believe it. You know, I'm just telling y'all what it is. So go ahead and lock that shit in. Okay, bet. But yeah, so that's just what it is. And you know, now we really don't have to talk about who getting what and all of that, because you know, I don't care. I really don't you know what I'm saying? I know what Bud Crawford, you know, what deal that he agreed to, that he signed, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is at the end of the day. All we need to know is that they're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's all we need to know. And both of these fighters need this fight. Both of you can't have a build-up and y'all been talking as much shit as y'all have for all of these years. The fans have been talking as much shit as they've been talking for all of these years, and then they don't fight each other. When cats is coming out talking about, oh, well, neither one of them need each other. They both need each other. They both need this motherfucking fight. Yoda, what's happening with it? I see you in the building, Crush. They both need this fight. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, oh, well, they don't need it. Yeah, if you say they don't need this fight to make the Hall of Fame, but who gives a goddamn about the Hall of Fame? They need this fight for their legacy. Now one of these fighters want fans to look back 20 years later and to be talking about, well, but he ain't fight Errol Spence. He never fought Errol Spence. They never made that fight happen. Or, well, he didn't fight Terence Crawford. Yeah, he did his thing at 147, but he never showed he was better than Crawford. Like, neither one of these fighters want that to be, you know, in their history down the line. So yeah, they both need each other, and we're gonna get it, man. We're gonna get it. So salute to that. Coach, man, what's your take on this?
Well, I'm just waiting for the announcement to be sure. I believe you, Key, but I'm just to be sure. If it does happen, I'm happy it happened. I could care less who got what. I'm just tired of debating about this shit with people Some we got Bud fans and Errol fans, and they're ready to kill each other behind this bullshit instead of just let's see what's gonna happen. We know Errol is fighting it, and we know he's fighting for sure. And from my understanding, Bud fighting also. So, hey man, I'm just glad that we get in the fight to see who the best out of them two guys, man. I'm just tired. It's been years that we've been debating with this shit, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm happy that we get in the fight, man. That's it.
Yeah. Box talk.
Same, man. I got the date locked in. As long as I'm able to go to that, I'm not making any other plans. So as long as I can, I'm gonna be there. I'm looking at the schedule, and yeah, it lines up pretty damn good. It works for me. Again, I'm not making any other plans, and if it's not Bud Crawford, then I don't care. Spence is gonna fight, so I'm gonna go anyways.
Are you gonna be covering the fight?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, cool. Nice. And I got a super chat, my man, and salute to the for the super chat. Big Dog Willie, hashtag Con Goat TWT. He says Con has more power than Julian Jackson. Facts. I mean, hey, if that's your truth, that's your truth. Hey, but salute, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. But yeah, let me go to knockout. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to knockout last. OTB.
Hey, come to me last, Keith. Come to me last, bro.
OTB, I'm gonna go to you.
Man.
And it was your turn anyway, man. Like I said, on my screen, I don't see how y'all see the order. On my screen, the order is me, is Coach, is Box Talk, is Knockout, then it's OTB. I don't know why it's like that, but then
Man,
you know,
we do this shit every day, man. It don't matter. You understand? But for real, bro. But nah, man. Salute to us as boxing fans, man. Salute to PBC and Al Heyman for getting this fight done. Salute to Showtime. You understand? Fox, everybody that was a part of it. Salute to them for really getting it done and that not being another black eye on boxing. We know about how every generation we can go to these two fighters who just didn't fight each other in their prime. We just didn't get to see it. So we definitely getting to see it now. So you understand? Yeah, y'all know how much I applied that.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm excited for the fight. And this shit is gonna be a crazy fight. It's gonna be crazy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, be to God. I'm not telling you what you gotta believe. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm saying? You can believe it, or you don't gotta believe it. It is what it is. But man, I understand people saying, damn, because I mean, we've been hearing this shit for how long now? So I understand. Like, I'm not tripping. I'll be the same way if I didn't talk to the people that I talk to behind the scenes. I'll be saying the same shit. But yeah, you know.
Knockout.
Yeah, knockout. If you're ready, you can cook knockout. If not, you know what I'm saying, let me know.
No, maybe he walked away.
Yeah, I think knockout still.
Yeah, I think he had to take a call.
I think knockout still busy. But man, like I said, it's gonna be a crazy fight.
Are you going? Are you going, Key?
Huh?
Are you going to the fight?
Yeah. Man, I'm excited about this one. It's gonna be a crazy fight. Like I said, lock it in. Lock it in for November the 19th. The plane tickets, the rooms, all of that. The fight finna be wild. Hopefully they do it in the stadium. Hopefully they do it in Raiders Stadium, because it's gonna make it a lot more affordable to the fans. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they do it in Raiders Stadium and it go down. But it's gonna be a crazy fight. Gonna be a very crazy fight. I think that the temperament of both of these fighters got the temperament of, you're gonna have to kill me to beat me. And both of these fighters is competitors at the highest level. You know, we see a lot of fights to where you get a fighter and they'll concede in the fight once they like, damn, now one of these dudes is finna fold or concede, right? Both of these fighters, you got to damn near kill them in the ring. Now, I hear a lot of people running around talking about Bud is going to stop EJ in, within 6 rounds. Bud is going to stop EJ within 6 rounds. And I heard Money say some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Money Brown said, how the fuck did Edis Kavalauskas, you know what I'm saying, Jose Benavidez, and all these other fighters get past 6 rounds, but Errol Spence can't make it past 6 rounds with Bud? Like, make that shit make sense. Like, where are y'all coming up with this shit from? Is Bud just gonna fucking have some goddamn like Mike superpowers that he gonna get all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? Is this nigga gonna get some superpowers on November the 19th out of nowhere? They gonna inject him with some motherfucking super serum, and he just gonna go in there like fucking He-Man and shit. Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, now Errol Spence ain't better than Amir Khan. He ain't good enough to go further than Amir Khan did. Like, oh, y'all funny to me, man. Like, y'all are real funny to me. And yeah, they running with that shit that they heard from James Toney. You know what I'm saying? James Toney, and like I said, bless his heart, one of the best to ever do it, but he got half a brain. James Toney can't even talk. And y'all running around repeating what you heard from a man that can't even talk. I mean, I guess if you need James Toney to tell you that, I mean, hey, most of y'all can't think for y'allself anyway. So it makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense, you know what I'm saying?
But in their defense, bro, like, you understand, when I do hear James Toney say some shit like that, I do hear Roy Jones consistently pick who he picking. You know what I mean? You talking about one of the most instinctive fighters ever and one of the most talented fighters ever. You know what I mean? Neither of which are we to say Errol Spence is. So when they digesting, you understand what they looking at, you know, I see where it come from.
That he can't go 6 rounds with Bud? Well, I don't see that. I can't. I don't Errol see that. In his whole career, watching his whole career, he hasn't shown me that nothing to where he can't go 6 rounds with Bud Crawford. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I ain't saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I like, when I really sat and thought, like, man, where do this shit come from? Yeah, I mean, are they really just haters of EJ? Like, and then I really had to look at these fighters individually and see how they digesting.
And then OTB, bro, that's the answer. Hold on, you also telling me that Errol Spence ain't on the level of an older, you know what I'm saying, Sean Porter, that was a shell of himself. He ain't even that good. He ain't even good enough to go as long as Sean Porter did. Like, come on, man. That is crazy to me. But I think that ESPN, they did a great, a tremendous job. Now, I'm not saying that Bud Crawford didn't do his part in the ring, but I'm saying that ESPN did a great job of building Terence Crawford, the smoke and mirrors, right? With picking his opponents carefully, making him look like just an unbeatable, unstoppable warrior, right? And then the campaign that they ran along with that. The whole time we've been hearing, Bud Crawford's pound for pound #1. Can't nobody touch Bud. Errol Spence is terrified of Bud. Errol Spence has been ducking Bud for 5 years. We've tried to get the fight with Errol Spence, and he didn't want it. He was telling PBC not to make the fight. And you hear that over and over and over and over and over and over. ESPN is a huge platform. I was watching the fight with a guy that didn't know who Bud Crawford or Errol Spence was. This is a true story. When Terence Crawford fought Kell Brook, right? And after, when they ran that whole campaign that Errol Spence is terrified and all of that, Dude asked me, he said, man, he said, who's this dude, Errol Spence, that they talking about? And I told him, he was like, damn. He was like, man, so he don't want to fight Bud? Like, he's that scared of Bud? He was like, man, like, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Bud from what I just saw and from what they saying. And that just gives you an example of the great promotion in the smoke and mirrors that they was giving Bud. So you hear all these fighters say that shit resonates when you hear that from ESPN and, you know, the guys that's on these huge sporting platforms, and you hear them saying that. That's just what that's from. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, knockout. I'm gonna go to you because I know we had.
No, you good, bro. You good. Yeah, OTB, but the answer to the question that you asked right at the end of what you were saying, bro, is actually in the question itself. The fact that you had to ask yourself, why is James Toney saying this? What, like, where is this shit coming from? Like, that's the issue. It's that they say that shit and then they don't give you the breakdown. They don't tell you the why behind why they're saying what they're saying. And so that's my issue with them, not who you pick, but great boxing minds like Roy Jones Jr., great boxing minds like James Toney. I want to hear the actual analysis from them. And so when I don't hear that, it's kind of hard to take it serious. But as far as what you were saying about the fight, man, on November 19th, I can't wait to finally see it happen. I want everyone to stand on everything that they've been saying, and you know, and the fans win that night. We get the fight that we want, all the fans win, and that's all I've ever wanted, is to see this fight and see the best possible fights that I can ever see. And just real quick on the part about people hating on Blue Blood or people hating on you or going back and making videos, man, I'm just appreciative to be around people that don't move like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna move like that. But I would just like to say it because I've said it 100,000 times, and I'll say it here again. All of that shit is unnecessary. All you gotta do is come to the TKO debate series if you really about all that shit that you're talking, bro. Because everybody that you're talking about, I guarantee you, they will show up and they will show out, and you can get your issues off your chest with them directly, bro. So anybody that got something to say about ETB or money or coach or anybody, they will all show up. They will all show up. All you got to do is just come have a conversation, and we make sure that the judges are fair. Just go look at the last couple of debates that we've had. We're changing shit, so just come through. Stop all the whack ass, lame ass shit, bro. That's not how a grown man move, bro. In my opinion, as a grown ass man myself, like if I disagree with you, I'll tell you directly, bro. I'm not gonna go make a video or tell you how you're wrong and why you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you directly why you're wrong, so you can stand on what you're saying. I can stand on what I'm saying and make the best man win. And that's all I got on that, Key. But the fight, bro, I can't wait to see it on November 19th. It's gonna be an absolute great fight. I agree with your assessment about the dog in both of them and how this is a can't miss fight in terms of how entertaining it's going to be. Will it be 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10? Will they go the distance? I can guarantee you with their skill sets and their demeanor, the shit going to be fireworks, bro. And I can't wait to watch it. So hopefully all paperwork get done. Both of them make as much money as they can possibly make. And we get to get this shit for boxing because this is the type of fights that we need. We shouldn't have to be begging for this shit as we have been for the last 2 or 3 years. And that's all I got, bro.
Yeah. And another thing I want to throw out there, we don't know if it's going to be on Fox or Showtime because both of them want that fight. They both, was bidding for that fight. And
I heard that.
Like I said before, they better hope, for the fighters' sake, they better hope that Fox get this. Because if Fox get it, to me, in my opinion, the fight will do much larger numbers than it will on Showtime. Fox is a way bigger platform. You're going to have a lot more promotion. You're going to have a lot more casual fans, right, that's going to be able to see the promotion. And you see the commercials all the time when it's on Fox. Showtime is cool, but that shit is a paid subscription. A lot of people don't know about big fights when it's on Showtime being advertised. I mean, look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Fox got football, right?
Huh?
Fox got football. They got NFL. They got WWE. They got a lot of shit.
That, man.
They got the rights to both people's home teams. So they got the rights to the Dallas Cowboys. So you can promote the shit on their game, and they also had the rights to all of Nebraska's games that come on at 12 noon. They play all in Nebraska games. So
I didn't know
the
that.
Buds team that rep with him. So they would do a much better job promoting it than Showtime, because Showtime's promotion would just be like a press tour and shit. You got to actually know where to look for boxing, know where to find it and shit like that. Whereas Fox, I mean, it's just bigger, bro. Like Showtime is an arm of CBS. Well, Fox is CBS. So
Right.
Showtime is just a little company that CBS owns. Fox is CBS. Like they own all the other little smaller networks, and they got way more money and way deeper pockets than Showtime, bro.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, right? I got you, Lone Star. I'm gonna drop this link for Mustache. That's my guy right there.
He was on.
Shout out, Steph.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy. I call him Mustache.
Steph out here looking like the Black Monopoly man and shit.
Right. This link is for my man Lone Star. Don't nobody else grab the link, but this for my man Lone Star.
He took off his bad. He had Bass Reeves on my show earlier. He called himself Bass Reeves with that mustache. You know how Bass Reeves had that mustache?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Look like the only black member of an Irish gang and shit. Just out here.
Right. Hey,
gangs in New York.
I'm gonna say this. I know that a lot of people did not know that Errol Spence was fighting Ugas. Because it was on, they were like, damn, man, I didn't even know that fight was finna happen. For real, they fighting this weekend. Like, they didn't know. Because people don't be watching Showtime like that if you don't have no subscription. You know what I'm saying? If you're not on YouTube all the time, bro. So, yeah, man. So, Fox need to, for the fighter's sake, because, you know, they banking off that back end money. So, if I'm Errol Spence, I'm in Al Heyman's ear like, hey, Al, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Steven in Showtime, but hey, Al, go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's have this fight on Fox. But don't tell Steven I said it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
And this is the type of fight that'll get that Fox contract renewed too, so PBC can continue to have two networks.
So
yeah, Cormac, you good? Yeah.
So we think it's
go ahead. What's happening with it?
I'm good, sir.
I thought you gonna get on here and show the mustache, man.
Hang on. Well, hang on. We think the fight's gonna happen on Fox now?
Well, no, I'm saying that Fox and Showtime, they're both trying to get the fight on their network, right? And so I'm just saying, for the fighter's sake, they better hope that it happens on Fox, because Fox is gonna give them. You're gonna sell a lot more pay-per-views if it's on Fox. You even gonna get a lot more people coming to the fight if it's on Fox, because you're gonna see it all the time. People that don't even have cable is gonna see it on Fox. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching in the morning, if you like to get up and watch Undisputed, you're gonna see it on Fox. If you like to watch college football on the weekends, you're going to see it on Fox. If you like to watch the NFL, you're going to see it on Fox. Even if you just watch Fox for, like, you know, the news or whatever, you know, regular broadcasting they have on there, you're going to see it on Fox.
Hey, Key, and the data to back up what you're saying, bro, to let you know that everything you're saying is all facts, and the data to back it up. Errol Spence's highest selling pay-per-views, the Danny Garcia pay-per-view and the Sean Porter pay-per-view, 360,000 for Sean Porter, 300,000 for Danny Garcia. They were both on Fox. His lowest selling pay-per-view, the Urdinas Ugas pay-per-view, which was actually Mikey Garcia. Yeah, and Mikey. Yeah, Mikey. I got it messed up. The Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter, not the Danny Garcia. But Danny Garcia was on Fox, but his highest two is Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter. Those two were on Fox. And then the lowest selling one, the one that was actually a 3-belt unification, that fight. that fight was on Showtime, bro. God damn.
Old school, that's that old school motherfucking porno mustache.
I can't have Steph out here outdoing me.
Hey, he got that old school porno mustache. The motherfuckers with, you know what I'm saying, really putting in work with no Viagra. That's old school porno mustache.
Damn.
For real. Hey, with a mustache like that, you better keep this nigga away from your woman. I tell you that. Keep him away from your woman. He got that old school porno mustache.
The French tickler.
Wide Earp is my friend.
Hey,
Let me.
man, he got that John Holmes joint.
let me say this though, gentlemen.
Look at Doc Holliday.
Yes, sir. That's right. I'm
How
trying
did
to be a
you like he
cowboy.
got to remake a western but the black version and shit? God
That's
damn.
it. That's how we do in Texas, though. That's how we do. I am from Dallas, so that's how we do, man.
That is not how we do in Dallas. Nope.
My uncle,
Don't put that shit on us. Hell
My uncle Bob's a cowboy. My uncle Bob's a cowboy. Got a lot of uncles who are cowboys. But real quick, like the only gripe I got with the whole Fox thing is that, man, Steven Espinoza has been talking a lot. You know, he was talking before even this year began about how close the fight could be, or just saying where it's going to be. You know, just the who, what, when, where, and how. And he's done a lot of representation for that. My thing is, I don't know if he'd be talking this much if he didn't have the fight, you know, at risk or have it in his bag for his sake. I thought coming into this year, Errol came back to Showtime coming from whatever, you know, who else he was fighting with, obviously Fox, but you know, they brought him back to Showtime kind of in an exclusive prominent role, like they're pushing Devontae. So and I know about 2 or 3 weeks ago now that they were saying, or, you know, to that agreement stuff, all that stuff that came out recently about the big fight, that the networks were a possible problem. I don't think so, just because Steven has, you know, have a mainstay on things. What do you guys have to say against that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that too, right? When I heard, you know, behind the scenes that Showtime and Fox are kind of going back and they both trying to get this fight. I said, well, Steven Espinoza, he been the one out there talking like he's doing the negotiations, like he's the one offering the bag, and you know, he pretty much in control of everything. Like if it is gonna happen, it got to be on Showtime. But at the end of the day, Steven Espinoza can do all the talking that he wants. Who coming with the bigger bag? That's what it's gonna come down to. Who's offering it? Well, we know you've been out here doing all this talking, Steven. But we sorry, Fox is offering a lot more money than you are to host this fight. Business is business at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure that because you got to understand, Al Heyman has a relationship with Showtime and Fox.
Right.
So, you know, business is business. So if Fox come with a bigger bag, and Fox knows that they offering a bigger bag than Showtime, what is it going to look like to Fox if Al Heyman say, nah, we're still rolling with Steven? That's not, they ain't going to do business like that. It's about
it's horrible business. The only thing he owed Showtime, y'all, is to let them match it or beat the offer.
Right.
That's all he owed them. Hey, look, this is what they offering. Can you beat this shit? I want to give you the opportunity because I fuck with you, Steven. I'm going to give you the opportunity to beat this shit. But if you don't beat this shit, we're gonna have to holler at Fox for this fight. We look forward to doing business with you in the future, but I gotta look out for my fighters, and my job is to give my fighters as much money as possible. So, can you beat it? And then just see what they say. Put the ball in his court. That way, you ain't disrespecting them. But shit, you gotta be a damn fool not to go with who offer you the most money. That's at the detriment to your company and to your fighters, bro.
And a network that's shown that if you have the fight on that network, that the fight is gonna do much larger numbers. You know what I'm saying? They've shown that. But let me go to what did you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just a couple more things here.
To this Canelo. What was that?
Do we know that Fox is bidding? Because I don't know any other promotion trying to bid on this fight at this current moment.
Just Fox and Showtime, really. You know what I'm saying? Just Fox and Showtime. The networks, those two networks.
All right.
Yeah. So, Kwame, man, let me get your take before we move on to this Canelo.
Sure. Yeah, I think I think that probably is one of the mitigating factors now is the networks, because if most people don't remember, Fox gave PBC like the biggest annual budget when they first got their deal. They gave them more money in their budget than DAZN gave Eddie in the beginning, and everyone know DAZN was just throwing money away, basically, in the first year with Matchroom. So it's like Knockout say, the only thing they really owe Showtime, is an option or an opportunity to match whatever the offer is. And to be quite honest, if I'm just telling the truth, I would rather be on Fox anyway. I like the way that they promote better. I was very impressed seeing how they did Earl's pay-per-views and all the different how they led up to the fight with them meeting face to face and everything. That was missing from the Ugas promotion as well. I felt Showtime could have dug a lot deeper than just do what they call all access. I know Fox will come out with like fight camps and different things every week, and you have access to it more or less virtually. So I mean, it helped out quite a bit. But I feel like Showtime's been making a play for this fight for a long time, and I also believe, which would be interesting, is due to some of the failed numbers that went on with Mayweather and the Paul guy and how much money they had to pay out. I think that they kind of owe Showtime, so to speak, in a way, to make up some revenue. So it'll be interesting, but who cares at this point? As long as that shit come on the 19th, I can pay for it and watch it. I'm happy.
Yeah. Real talk. Hey, my man got that superstar Billy Graham mustache and shit. Y'all don't know about that superstar Billy Graham.
Billy Graham.
You only yeah. You look up superstar Billy Graham. You know what I'm saying? And the old school wrestler.
I know who he is.
Hey, Box Talk over there looking like motherfucking Jesse the Body Ventura and shit.
Yeah, right.
Nah, bro, I'm Steph.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Box Talk stupid. He went and put on a do-rag and everything.
I know, right?
He got the do-rag and shit. Nah, that's that Jesse the Body Ventura.
He dumb.
I was looking for a green jersey, but I don't like the Celtics. I'm a Heat fan, so I had to stop there.
Hey, man, y'all crazy as hell, bro. Hey, hit the like button. Like I said, if you in the building, it's free to hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all niggas might have to get the permission because you ain't supposed to be over here anyway in the background. But hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all hit the like button. Let's talk about this Canelo shit, man. Like I said, Coach, like I told y'all when I came in the building, Coach had a great show. Great debate. You know what I'm saying, today over on Glove Up Boxing and More. And once again, if y'all haven't subscribed to Glove Up Boxing and More, go subscribe to Glove Up Boxing and More. If you haven't, and everybody drop their link in the chat. Everybody drop their link to their channels in the chat, so everybody can go sub to these channels. Box Talk, man. Box Talk got put all the fights up from this weekend. So if y'all didn't get to see the fights that we talking about from this weekend, Box Talk got all the fights on his channel. I'm a channel member because he got great content over there. And yeah, man, he got great content. He got all the fights. And yeah, man, great work this weekend, Box Talk. Great work.
Thank you for becoming a member too. By the way, I saw that. I appreciate that.
Definitely, man. And so y'all go subscribe to all these channels and Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Y'all should already be subscribed to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. But if you're not, make sure that y'all go sub to his channel. And Lord to the Game Boxing Talk, my man Kwame East in the building. He ain't been doing content, but he will be back doing this thing, sooner than later. And yeah, there go Mrs. Coach, Miss Coach in the building. Dropping the link to their channel. Make sure that you go sub to Coach and the Queen's channel, Glove Up Boxing and More. The link is in the building right there. It ain't no excuse for y'all not to sub to the channel. But let's get into it, y'all. Like I said, hit the like button and let's get into it. This weekend, man, I hear everybody got a different opinion on the Canelo Alvarez and Triple G fight. Myself, I said that Canelo Alvarez was going to win by unanimous decision. I told everybody I didn't really see Canelo Alvarez knocking out Triple G or stopping him unless he stopped him to the body, because Triple G have a granite chin. Like, you're not finna stop Triple G unless you stop him to the body, and ain't nobody did that yet. And what I said is that I thought Canelo Alvarez would dominate the fight. I thought he would go to Triple G's body and take advantage of, the weaknesses that Triple G can't get hit with a body shot. But he didn't do that. To me, he dominated the fight. I had him winning 10 rounds to 2, but he didn't really go to the body as much as I wanted to see him do. And I think that's a lot to do with Triple G's jab. Triple G, he do know how to control the distance and keep you at the end of his jab. So when somebody has a good jab like that, it's not that easy to go to their body because you're going to get countered. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what stopped Canelo from going to the body as much as he would. Plus, Triple G old, but the last thing you lose is your power. Now, he lost his speed. He don't have his speed no more. Well, he wasn't never super fast or nothing like that, but, he lost his speed. But like I said, man, the fight, right? Canelo, to me, he came out a lot different than he usually comes out. He came out and he was throwing a lot of punches. He was exerting a lot of energy, and you could tell he was trying to knock out Triple G. He didn't come out the first 2 fights like that. He was more cautious, especially the first fight. Usually we see Canelo he'll lose rounds at the beginning. He don't come out strong like he did in this fight. I noticed, I said, damn, he coming out and he's throwing a lot of punches. What I said to myself, I said, he's either going to stop Triple G throwing all these punches, and I'm saying as the fight is going on, I'm saying to myself, he's either going to stop Triple G or is he going to get tired? Because I'm not used to seeing him throw this many punches like this early on in the fight. And that's what happened. He dominated to me. He dominated. I had him winning the first like 8 rounds, maybe. Okay, I'm going to say the first, I have to go back and score it, but I had him pretty much winning every round through the first 8 rounds, except for maybe one you could have gave to Triple G up, you know what I'm saying? And then on the back end of the fight, I had Triple G clearly winning round 9. I might have gave Triple G round 10. And I think I gave 11 and 12 to Canelo, but Canelo pretty much to me dominated the whole fight up until the end, and he got gassed. And by round like 7, 8, I said to my girl, I said, Canelo getting tired, because she's telling me, she's like, look how Triple G's breathing. He's tired. I said, nah, he always breathes like that. That's like I don't know if it's a breathing technique that he does, but he looked like he's gassed in his corner. But I'm used to seeing Triple G.
Cup down. He always takes a step back and puts his cup down. Talking about Triple G.
I'm used to seeing Triple G breathe like that. But I told her, I said, nah, Canelo tired, because you could see by the way Canelo was fighting. He stopped throwing a lot of punches. He wasn't throwing a lot of punches, you know what I'm saying, when round like 8, 9 came. He was throwing half the punches that he was in the beginning of the fight, and he started slowing down considerably. And I saw him get tired, right? Now, he was still good enough to pull out. Like I said, I had him pulling out 11 and 12. He was still good enough to pull out those rounds, but he was so tired that Triple G was able to come on and win a couple rounds and make the fight very competitive at the end. But the fight was already won. You know what I'm saying? The fight was already won, but you see that Canelo don't have the gas tank like that. It's either if you put a lot of pressure on him and make him fight off his back foot, he's going to run out of gas. Or now we saw in this fight, because Triple G wasn't pressuring him. Triple G was on his back foot. But the reason that Canelo ran out of gas is because he came out throwing a lot of punches. And he's not used to doing that. He's used to countering and fighting in spurts, to where with the other guys he was fighting, like a Billy Joe and a Caleb Plant and Colin Smith, they let him fight at his pace. You know what I'm saying? They let him fight at his pace. And if he fights at his pace, he shows you that he's not going to gas out. but he showed you that he can't come out and he can't throw a whole bunch of punches because he's gonna gas out. Or if you pressure him, he's gonna gas out. Go back to the first Triple G fight. Triple G was pressing him the whole fight, and he gassed out. By round 7, he was tired. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a history of gassing out, and that's what he did in this fight. And I believe, from what I saw, right? From what I saw, he's going to duck David Benavidez. He's going to duck David Benavidez. We saw the press conference, and he got very pissed off when he was asked about David Benavidez. Now, with all this shit that Money Brown and all of the Canelo Alvarez fanatics are saying that, oh, who have they fought and this, and that. First of all, let me say this, right? Canelo is not the fucking king of the sanctioning bodies, right? If a guy works his way up the ladder to be your mandatory, it is not up to you to fucking skim through their resume and worry about who they haven't fought or who they haven't fought. They are paying you $45-50 million for a motherfucking reason. You should be fighting the best. You don't get to fucking pick and choose who fought who and who ain't fought who. Because when the competition looks like easy competition, I've never heard you say, who have they fought? When it was Rocky Fielding, I never heard you say, well, yeah, you know what? I ain't going to move up to 168 and fight Rocky Fielding because who have he fought? When it was Yildirim, I never heard you say, who has he fought? When it was Caleb Plant, and I fuck with Caleb Plant heavy. He's one of my favorite fighters. I didn't hear you talking about who have Caleb Plant fought. I didn't hear you talking about who had Billy Joe Sanders fought. I didn't hear you talking about who had Callum Smith fought. You know what I'm saying? Because most of all of them, they hadn't fought nobody. You feel me? So you don't get to come and say, oh, well, David Benavidez, who has he fought? To me, that shows a sign of you making an excuse beforehand so you can duck that man. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And if they ever did fight, which I don't think he's gonna fight him, if they ever did fight, I got it like this. If Canelo Alvarez don't stop David Benavidez within the first 6 to 7 rounds, the fight is a very winnable fight for Benavidez because I see Canelo Alvarez gassing. If Benavidez could take Canelo Alvarez's punching power, he can win that fight convincingly. If he could take his punching power, it's an if, because we don't know. Yeah, we haven't seen David Benavidez in the ring with a caliber opponent nowhere near Canelo Alvarez. So it's an if. So we don't know if he can take Canelo Alvarez's power. We don't know that. But what we do know, if he can, to me, David Benavidez wins that fight if he can, because we know that with the volume that David Benavidez puts out, Canelo's not going to be able to keep up with that, and he will. You think that he getting tired and against guys like Triple G and some of these other dudes? Imagine how tired he going to be against David Benavidez, a motherfucker that's still like a goddamn jackrabbit bunny in the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? That's still coming at you like he haven't even thrown a punch yet in the fight. He like an Energizer bunny. And so, I think Canelo Alvarez knows that. He knows how long and lanky David Benavidez is. He knows that David Benavidez has a jab and he on go mode the whole fight. And he sees that, like Box Talk was saying earlier on Coach's channel. Hey, Canelo Alvarez has a history of taking the easiest champion in each weight class. He has a history. Oh, Callum Smith is up there. Nah, I'm not gonna fight neither Charlo. I'm not gonna fight Demetrius Andrade, but yeah. Hey, what's up? Not Callum Smith, Liam Smith. But I'll fight Liam Smith though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got Rocky Fielding right there at 168. Go ahead and make that fight. Let me pick him off. You know what I'm saying? So he has a history. Oh, Kovalev, he's still up there at 175. Let me go ahead and pick him off. So he has a history of doing that. You can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? Does he have a good resume? Yeah. We got a lot of suspect shit that he be doing, but he's still good enough to beat these guys. So you got to give him credit for that. But he do move funny. And if it's a guy in the divisions that everybody is saying, like, yeah, we think that he got a chance to beat Canelo, that's a tough fight. Canelo, 9 times out of 10, is going to move around that fighter. He's not going to fight him. I mean, go back and look at the history. He's not. And before I pass it off, with the Bivol, I know a lot of people going to say Bivol. With the Bivol, he took the Bivol fight. He didn't think Bivol was that. He didn't. He thought Bivol was going to be food. If you looked at Bivol's last 3 fights before he fought Canelo, he looked like he was going to be food for Canelo. And they thought that. I thought it. I ain't going to lie. But hey, that's what happens. You continue to cherry pick and try to pick the easiest opponent that you think is the easiest opponent. And sometimes shit ain't going to go right for you. So, yeah, I mean, everybody was saying his tough fight was Arthur Benavidez. He ain't go nowhere near him and still ain't going to.
Yeah, kill him.
You know what I'm saying? He's still not going to. So, I mean, he has a history of doing this shit. But as far as Triple G, man, Triple G talking about he still wants to fight. He's not done yet. Bruh. And I see people talking about Jamal Charlo. I don't know. Triple G might still be good enough to beat Jamal Charlo.
No, he ain't.
Like I said, he still might be good enough to beat Jamal Charlo because to me, Jamal Charlo ain't at his best no more. He's not at his best no more. Jamal Charlo, he got a lot of shit going on. So if Triple G is looking to stay in the sport, he better fight Jamal Charlo next. He better do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait too long. Why he could get Jamal Charlo off his pivot. And y'all can say what you want, but I wouldn't be fucking. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't take it to the bank that Jamal Charlo would beat Triple G. Before I was like, yeah, Jamal Charlo a fuck up Triple G, but Jamal Charlo, what he's showing me, you know, lately, he's not showing me that he could beat Triple G, and I'm just being honest. He's not showing me that he could beat Triple G. He's not. But you know, I mean, Triple G to me, he's lost a lot. He's older. He's a lot slower. Reflexes is slower, but he tried to come in with a game plan to save his energy, you know what I'm saying, for the second half of the fight, and he lost too many rounds. That shit didn't work. And it is what it is. Coach, go ahead.
Well, like I said before.
And y'all hit the like button. Y'all smash the like button.
Like I said before, Canelo Alvarez, he looked terrible in the fight. They could say whatever they want. Triple G, I wasn't expecting them to knock out Triple G. I said that earlier last week. He's not gonna stop Triple G. Triple G had a good game plan. The problem is Triple G didn't have enough volume. That was the problem with him. Once Canelo Alvarez got tired. Canelo Alvarez, how you beat that type of fighter, every Reynoso fighter, like I said earlier, is you control the distance because their feet are not that good. Their feet is not good. So you control the distance with your jab. You have more volume punching. Canelo's he becomes defensive. He moves his upper body well, but his feet are terrible. So we saw that. Now him going up against David Benavidez, I personally, and when it happens, if Canelo don't duck David Benavidez, I'm gonna bet the stoppage in that fight. I'm gonna bet the stoppage. And I know everybody say, man, Canelo ain't never got stopped. He's going to get stopped in this fight, and it might not be a knockout, but he's going to get stopped. The referee is going to stop this fight. And the reason I'm saying that is because David Benavidez is 6'1", 6'2". He's got a long ass reach, a hell of a jab. You're not going to walk through his punches. He has tremendous speed, and his volume is insane. Canelo Alvarez is going to get in a defensive posture. First 4 or 5 rounds, he going to try to counter. He going to make a miss. And the reason he going to make a miss is because of the length. Canelo is a short fighter. He's strong, but he's short. And it's a problem if you're going up against a guy like David Benavidez, who has tremendous hand speed. We see Canelo, he get in a high guard. The whole fight, if you get in the high guard, and I've been saying this forever, if you get in the high guard against David Benavidez, he's going to continuously punch you. And he's going to control the distance. And then when he starts feeling that Canelo can't hurt him, just like Bivol did, he's going to start closing the distance, and he's going to start going downstairs. And the volume and hand speed is going to be a problem to where they're going to end up stopping this fight. Now, I know people saying, man, that's Canelo. I don't give a fuck. He's human. He's a human being. And in every human being, they got somebody that you run up against sooner or later in competition, especially as you age, you're going to get beat. And it's happened to a lot of the greats. So I'm looking at it that way. If you get in there, which I don't see it happening, I think that Canelo Alvarez is going to drop the belt. He's not going to fight David Benavidez. He already alluded to the shit. He goes, I'm not fighting no Mexican. Well, last I checked, David Benavidez was born in Phoenix, Arizona. So he's not a Mexican. He's a Mexican, Ecuadorian American. So you saying for Mexicans, okay, well, he's not a Mexican. You don't have to fight Zerto. But this young man has done what it takes to put himself into position for 2 eliminators. He's the interim WBC champion. So now it's his turn. Either that or drop the belts. And I suspect that Canelo Alvarez is going to use this bullshit and talk about I got a fucking injury. He's going to pull a fucking Keith Thurman. That's what he's going to do. He's going to pull a Keith Thurman to avoid fighting David Benavidez. Y'all watch and see. And if he dropped the belts, it's a clear duck. So that's all I got on it, bro. Canelo looked terrible, bro. To me, he should have. He was out there swinging hard as fuck in the early rounds. He was trying to get Triple G out of there. Well, Triple G was controlling distance. He was moving his feet. And what's sad is his feet was better than Canelo's. And he's 40-something years old. His feet, he was controlling the distance. Now, Canelo landed some shots, but it wasn't nothing substantial like them thudding shots he put on certain fighters. Like the shit he was hitting Callum Smith with. He was hitting him with some hard shit. But those shots was glazing shots. There was a few nice shots, but it wasn't that fucking knockout shot. So if he get up in there and fight David Benavidez like he fought this last fight, he's gonna get stopped. That's all I got.
I don't think that Canelo fought no horrible fight. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with Triple G was controlling the distance and Triple G wasn't doing the motherfucking thing for the first 8 rounds of the fight. He lost all of the fucking rounds. How did Canelo fight a horrible fight when he won like 8 rounds straight? I don't understand. I'm not going to get up here and say that he fought a horrible fight. He didn't fight a horrible fight. He got gassed, and it became competitive once he got gassed. But to me, he actually looked good in the first half of the fight. He was hitting. First of all, let's stop acting like Triple G was going to go in there and just fold. Ain't nobody ever stopped Triple G. Not even came close to stopping Triple G. And what I did notice is that Triple G was being very defensive. He was being very defensive, especially to the body. He was making sure that he protected his body. You know what I'm saying? Triple G wouldn't control the motherfucking thing. To me, I don't know what fight you was watching.
Well, Coach, you're 100% right with your assessment. 100%.
Yeah. I hear you, Kwame. But anyway, like I said, he didn't look horrible. To me, he looked good in the first half of the fight. He did what he dominated the fight. In the second half, yeah, he didn't look good in the second half down the stretch because he got tired.
What I'm trying to explain to you, Keon, is this. When I say that he didn't look good, he didn't cut the ring off. He let Triple G move. Triple G never got on the ropes. Triple G stayed in the middle of the ring. Canelo, he threw more punches than Triple G. So yeah, he looked better than Triple G did. But you're talking about a 40-year-old man who couldn't who was, his hand speed is fucking ass.
Yep.
Ass. And he still was controlling range with the jab, even though he was getting hit with some shots, but not no hard super shots. Right? Triple G used his legs to move, and that's Canelo's Achilles heel. That's what I meant by controlling distance.
Well, like I said,
Canelo getting close to him.
Controlling the distance got him.
He wasn't letting Canelo
losing
close
every round.
Is what I'm telling you.
Well, him controlling the distance had him still losing 8 straight rounds.
That's because.
So I mean, I don't know what controlling what that did for him. You know,
but that's because
like
Triple G is that bad now, Key.
And like I said, I wasn't
punches. That's
I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, Kwame. Like I said, I wasn't looking for Triple G to go in there and get knocked out. That's what y'all were looking for. I told y'all that Canelo wasn't gonna be able to knock him out.
I'm just looking at the fight itself.
Unless he just caught him with just a crazy body shot. You wasn't gonna knock him out. He was getting hit with a lot of shit.
He could have been knocked out if Canelo could
have. He could have been knocked out.
Well, if you listen, I can explain it to you. Then I can explain it.
Could have.
But he could have if Canelo would have fought. Listen, if Canelo would have fought a better fight.
You can't say what could have done when you've never seen it done before.
I know this. When you a top tier fighter, you have top tier skills. You have top tier skills like Canelo's supposed to be top pound.
I don't care about
what Triple G, how he showed up. Triple G was probably 40% of what he normally is.
Okay, well that don't have nothing to do with his motherfucking chin.
But he wasn't getting. The problem was he wasn't getting caught on his chin. He wasn't even getting hit that much.
Answer the question. Have in all of the fights, how many fights Triple G got?
He got a lot of fights.
How many fights do he got? 40-something fights?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, in 40-something fights that he had, in 40-plus fights, have you ever seen Triple G get dropped?
Absolutely not.
Hold on. I'm not finished. Have you ever seen Triple G get stunned?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so with that being said, how can you say that? Oh well, if such and such would have came in, he would have stopped Triple G. How can you say that?
Are you going to allow me to explain?
I want you to. I want you to explain.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it.
Give me. No, I want you to not just because I can say
let me explain.
Hold on real quick, because I can get up here and say any bullshit with a fucking tongue and some lips. I want you to explain.
I'll explain.
My past experience.
I'll explain it too, Coach. Because
past experience.
Okay, so by what you're stating in your terms of why Triple G wouldn't have got knocked out is not the terms that Coach not looking at. Because you asked how he's never been stunned, he's never been hurt, or anything like that. The issue is Canelo Alvarez fought such a fight that he wasn't even catching Triple G to even try to hurt him or stun him. Or even to with as slow as Triple G was and the output of the punches that he was throwing, Canelo Alvarez wasn't able to get inside, go to the body to try to hurt Triple G like Derevyanchenko hurt him or anybody else. So when I hear Coach say that Canelo fought like a bad fight, he came out in the beginning with some spurts. He caught a couple decent punches in the first couple rounds.
Hurry up, baby, but it ain't your turn. But box talk got to go. But hurry up.
But what I'm saying is he came with a couple decent punches in the beginning of the round, but Canelo was never in a place to even get in distance to try to hurt Triple G or to land those punches, and that's why I say he fought an ass fight. And I feel like he could have, because even when Triple G was getting busy in one of those rounds, he had no steam in those punches. He had no steam on with speed. He was slow. And any top pound for pound fighter who sees that from being a fighter would have walked that man down and beat him half to death And the reason Triple G's like that already is because Canelo in the second fight beat him and took all that steam out of him, and he could have done it, but he fought an ass fight.
Bro, I think that's a lot of bullshit that you're saying, talking about, oh, he could have knocked him out if he would have. Like, you still didn't say nothing to me that proved that, okay, if he had done
Okay, I tell you.
You can't sit here. That's just like the same shit with the Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. You can't put that jacket on the guy that has a whole fucking career, and he showed you time and time again, like, this dude got a granite chin. Ain't nobody stopping him.
I got a question.
Don't come here and tell me, oh, well, he could have stopped him if he could have did that.
Keon,
no, I didn't see that.
Keon, I'm going to ask you this question, bro. In both of those first two fights, right? Was Canelo Alvarez output better in those fights than it was in this fight?
No, it was better in this fight.
You telling me that Canelo Alvarez output was better in this fight than the
output? If you look at the first half of the fight, his output was better in this fight.
Wow, bro!
Wait.
Right.
Finish, Coach. Finish. Coach, you're going on something, Coach. Finish that.
Two fights.
The second fight, definitely not.
Man, stop
what the fuck are you talking about? He didn't even throw a lot of punches in the first fight.
I'm talking about the second fight, definitely not.
Hey, just real quick. I love y'all conversation. In the first fight, Canelo threw 505 punches. In the second fight, he threw 660-something punches. And in this third fight, he threw 487 punches. So the first fight,
I said the first half. I said the first half. Everybody saw he gassed. About round like 7, he was gassing. I said the first half of the fight. The first half.
That's why I told you he looked like ass. He looked like ass.
Y'all got a point with that though. Y'all kind of.
To me, he came out the gate winging a lot of shots more than he did the first fight.
And missing a lot.
But he faded. He faded by like round 7, so he stopped throwing punches. He started fighting in spurts. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the fact that Kwame and you saying, oh, well, if he had did this, and that, he could have knocked him. He would have knocked him out.
I didn't say he would have knocked him out. I did not say that.
Kwame said, "Oh, if he had did this, and that, and he would have knocked him out. And any other fighter that fights him that's on the top level would have knocked Triple G out." That shit is just stupid as fuck to me to even say that shit about somebody.
That's what I believe based on what I saw.
That shit is stupid as fuck to me to say that about somebody that's never been stopped, never been knocked down in their whole career. To say, man, any other fighter that was if they was in the ring with him, they would have stopped him. Like,
I didn't say any other fighter. I said a top. I did not. I said a top. No, that's not what I said. I said a top tier. No, I said a top tier fighter. I said a top tier pound for pound fighter who would see the condition and how slow Triple G was. They would have took advantage of it.
And you still can't say they would have stopped him.
And what's interesting about what you're saying with all this output about Canelo Alvarez, take a look at.
But anyway, it ain't your. Let me let the box talk.
I'm just saying, just take a look at Triple G's face after the second fight, and take a look at his face after this fight.
What his face look like. The point is you said that, oh man, they would have stopped him, and in Canelo, if he had did this, he would have stopped him, bro. You can't say that shit. Like, yeah, if you have a history to where you can show, okay, such and such did this to Triple D, and he had him hurt, and he damn near stopped him. You don't have a history to it, so you're just saying shit. That's all I'm saying. You're just saying shit, bro.
Murata hurt him to the body.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the only way I would have seen Triple G get stopped is to save him from himself if he started taking a lot of punishment and if the referee would have stepped in. But, I mean, none of us ever seen Triple G on the canvas. So to see him, like, get flatlined, I didn't see that happening.
Nah. I knew he wasn't gonna stop.
So for me, bro, as I'm looking at this, were you doing box talk? Go to box talk. It's supposed to be on you.
All right. Let's see. Well, first of all, both guys, I thought I've seen better versions of both guys. Golovkin, obviously. I was in the arena. I was watching the fight. From my vantage point, I was sitting up higher, so I got to kind of look down, little bird's eye view of the fight. And the thing that I couldn't help but notice throughout the whole fight is I'm staring at Triple G's fucking bald spot where his fucking hair's starting to go, and the whole time during the fight, I'm like, damn, this he's fucking old, bro. He's getting old, you know.
All right, now watch
with that said, he gives us a great fight with any of those other guys at 160. I still think those are all competitive fights, even with the old ass Triple G. Canelo too. He didn't look like, you know, the best version of Canelo. I've seen better versions of Canelo. I don't know if he's starting to age. That'd be kind of weird because he's still kind of young, or maybe it's just, you know, the level of opposition he's been fighting. Now it's starting to backfire on him because he takes these fights that I feel are, you know, too easy for him, I guess you would say. So I don't know if that's the case. I just know he's done it before, like I said, in every division. 154, you had the Charlos, you had Lara, and you had Liam Smith. Fights Liam Smith. 160, you had undefeated Billy Joe Saunders, you had Triple G, and you had Miguel Cotto. Respects to Miguel Cotto, great champion, but he was not a real middleweight, and he was old. 168, he fights fucking, what's his name? Rocky Fielding. Weakest guy out of the division. You got Caleb Plant there. You got fucking David Benavidez at the time. And I think it was Caleb, and then he decides to fight Rocky Fielding.
I think at that time you also had Zurdo Ramirez.
Zurdo was the champion.
At that time?
Yes, Zurdo was the champion.
Well, there you go. And then 175, he jumped up to 175. It was at the time it was Beterbiev, it was Bivol, and it was Kovalev. Kovalev was, you know, the older guy. Now I'll give this to him. Sometimes, you know, he fights those guys, the easiest champion of the bunch, and then he'll come back and maybe fight one of the harder guys later. So you got to give him credit for that. And I think that's what happened with the Bivol fight, because I don't want to say, oh, he cherry picked Bivol. That wasn't a cherry pick, but I want to say Kovalev was first, right? Because Kovalev was the easier champion out of those guys. Or you could even say that it was Joe Smith. He could have fought Joe Smith, who was the easiest champion at the time. But if you take a deal with Top Rank to fight Joe Smith, you got to fight Beterbiev after. I don't think Canelo wanted to do that. Even cruiserweight. We talk about Canelo moving up to cruiserweight. There's like 4 champions there right now. All of them are undefeated except for one, and that's Makabu. So he does it. He does it all the time. We're not going to pretend like he doesn't do that. But if he turns around and fights, you know, the guys that we want to see eventually, then cool. He took his time fighting, you know, Golovkin. He took a sweet ass time to make that happen, but eventually it happened. So that's cool. He's taking his time fighting David Benavidez, but if eventually we get to see it, I'm fucking cool with that too. I want to see it, you know?
Yeah. Right. Let me go to the knockout. Yeah.
For me, bro, like it's very simple. I'm right in the middle of where Kwame, Coach, and Key are. Number one, like I'm with Key. Like you're gonna have to show me you can stop Triple G. And I said it on Thursday night. Like somebody that's got hit that much in his career with that type of durability and never been down, never been stopped, and no shit like that. I never saw Canelo stopping Triple G. But where I agree with Coach and Kwame was the performance. It left a lot to be desired. Like I saw some of the same things. Number one, how you let Triple G of all people use some sort of lateral movement, even though Triple G was not effective. He didn't win no rounds in the beginning of the fight. How you struggling to cut the ring off against Triple G, bro? Like Triple G, 40 years old, never been known to be a move, but he pivoting around on your ass. He keeping the fight at the center of the ring. You couldn't force him to sit down and trade with you so you can get no great body shots off. Like you couldn't get him to do it. And then again, bro, the gas tank shit, bro. And people keep saying it's lack of competition, and they're asking the question. This is what I know, bro. He fought Liam Smith at 154 pounds. Then he fought Chavez Jr. at 164 pounds. Went back down and fought Gennady Golovkin twice at 160. Went up to 168, fought Rocky Fielding. Went back down to 160, fought Daniel Jacobs. Went back up to 175 and fought Sergey Kovalev. Did his undisputed run at 168 with Callum Smith, Abner Yildirim, Billy Joe, Caleb Plant. And then went back up to 175 and fought Dimitri Bivol. And then went back down to 168 to fight Triple G Gennady Golovkin, bro. All that going up and down in weight has taken a toll on him. He is not the same fighter, bro. He don't look.
I agree.
He looked like he plotting forward. He looked heavier now. All that head movement. Where was the explosive counter punching that we saw against Caleb Plant? The explosive counter punching that we saw against Billy Joe Saunders when he broke his eye socket. Where was that shit, bro? Because Triple G jab looks slow as shit. You couldn't counter nothing over the top of that shit to throw some explosive shit at him, bro. Not nothing. So for a different reason, I don't think Canelo is old. I think that this is gonna be a tale of him going up and down in weight too many times, biting off more than he can chew, and it's starting to catch up with him. And in my opinion, that is the biggest reason that we have seen now 2 lackluster performances in a row. Does that diminish any of his accomplishments? No, bro. You know, he's still a multiple division champion, still went undisputed. He got all that shit. No issues whatsoever. Get that man his credit. But moving forward, this notion that guys like Jamal Charlo, who maybe historically ain't better than Triple G, but the 40-something-year-old Triple G that showed up versus Jamal Charlo, yeah, all right, I got Charlo. Or David Benavidez versus the 40-something-year-old Triple G that just showed up, all right, I got David. So this notion that Canelo is just head and shoulders above these guys, or that they don't deserve to fight him because of this, that, and that, that's all bullshit, man. He has regressed. Still a very good fighter, but bro, he got major issues that will come back to bite his ass if he don't find a way to get some of that explosiveness back. Because he always plotted forward, bro. He always had bad feet. But at the very least, if you tried to throw some shit at him, bro, that head movement and that counter punching ability used to be sharp, and that shit used to be fast, and it used to be on point. But that shit looked far and few in between against Triple G the other night. So I agree with Key. Like, nah, bro, I ain't expect him to stop no Triple G. Somebody, I don't give a damn who it is. Triple G could fight fucking David Benavidez next. I'm gonna tell David Benavidez, you gotta show me, bro. That's Triple G in there. Like, for all that old slow shit, like, that man got a chin of granite, and he durable, and he know how to survive and shit. So show me you can stop him. But did Canelo underperform? Did he put on a clinic? Hell no, he ain't put on no clinic. And hell yeah, he underperformed, bro. He did not look good in that fight. Although he won every round, at the beginning, 2 things can be true. You can win rounds and not look good, and that's what he was able to do. He was able to win the fight convincingly. The scorecards shouldn't have nearly been as close as they were, but at the same time, he didn't look good doing it, bro. And that's all I got.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that it could be a case to where he wasn't prepared for Triple G to fight a defensive fight and fight off his back foot? Because we usually see Triple G coming forward, you know what I'm saying, standing in the middle of the ring, talking that let's fight Mexican style shit. You know what I'm saying? You think that he could have trained to fight a Triple G that was going to be right in front of him, and then Triple G came out with a whole different game plan?
No, he could have, Key, but here's the thing. This is why I considered that, but this is why I won't give him that excuse. When you make that type of money, when you're supposed to be pound for pound, you're supposed to be Canelo, you the man, right? Where's the ring IQ? Where's the ability to make adjustments in the middle of the fight? So I ain't giving him that shit, bro. Like, if you weren't prepared for Triple G to do whatever he was doing, ain't you Canelo Alvarez? Ain't you supposed to be that guy? Ain't your fans, right? The fans is in here taking up for you, and all the fans all over YouTube and all they tell me that you that guy. They tell me that you are the man, that you are the guy that is still pound for pound, and you just was fighting at 175 out of your depth, but when you come back down to 168, you about to wreck shit. That's what your fans say, bro. That's what they say, and that's what you say, and that's how they be acting and shit, right? So I'm not gonna give you the excuse of you didn't expect Triple G to do this. Don't you got more fights than Triple G? Don't you got more professional experience than Triple G? Ain't you supposed to have all this ring IQ? So nah, bro, while that may be true, that's not an excuse. That's like if Shakur Stevenson go out here and Robson Conceição somehow doesn't box off his back foot on Friday night, and he, boom, go straight forward at Shakur Stevenson and give him problems, and Shakur don't look good. I'm not giving Shakur that excuse. You need to adjust. You need to find a way to perform better. And Shakur got far less experience than Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo don't get that excuse from me. And I know you ain't giving it to him, Key. You was just asking me a question. So anybody that's giving him that excuse, I would just say, y'all shouldn't do that shit, because he's supposed to be this great dude that's making $40 million a fight. And I'm sorry, if you the face of boxing, shouldn't you be able to make adjustments in the ring if somebody do some shit you don't expect?
Not only that, knockout.
And one thing I gotta say real quick, Coach, is that, like I told everybody, I think that Caleb Plant could have beat him too, but Caleb Plant right? He didn't have enough nuts to stay in that pocket a little longer. He was just tip, pop, 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 like real quick and trying to, you know what I'm saying?
He was scared, like Coach said, though.
He was too
He was
scared to
scared.
sit down
He
with
was scared,
Canelo.
man.
If he had the nuts to stay in the pocket with him and fight him in the pocket, then give him angles, come back and fight. Like, he just didn't have the nuts to sit down and stay in the pocket. He could have won the fight, but he was just too scared and was just on his toes, nervous, trying to do that pity pat shit. And when you're doing that pity pat shit, that shit ain't gonna work with Canelo, because now he like, okay, hey, this dude ain't even finna hit me with no hard shit. I'm just finna walk him down. And that's what he did. But now I think that these fighters are realizing the way to beat Canelo. You gotta have some nuts to stay in there to be able to beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and real quick, Keith, Ruben Rodriguez. That's why you got to listen closely. I said Canelo has more professional experience. I was very careful with my words. So.
Jermaine Bean says losing 10 pounds in one day didn't help. And salute, man, for that super chat. I didn't know that he had to lose 10 pounds.
Nah, he didn't have to lose 10 pounds. He talking about one of them days Canelo went during training camp. He lost 10 pounds in one day. He sweated out twice and shit like that. So that's what he's talking about. But that's not the only thing. It would be obvious if Eddie Reynoso was.
Let me go to my man, Coach, because I still got to go to Bass Reeves.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
Only thing is this: if Eddie Reynoso is such this great trainer, like they try to make him out to be, and all of this shit, right? You know that Triple G watched the Bivol fight, right? You know that. So he was gonna try to do, but he too old to do what Bivol did. Use distance, turning Canelo, and using your legs. So that's just like Knockout said, you're supposed to be the man. You got to make adjustments when you the man, bro. That's it. Go ahead, Bash Reeves.
Yeah, you see, man, Knockout, salute, man. You got me going, because, like, look, I'm a Canelo fan. I like Canelo, love Canelo, but it's hard to back him. It's really hard to back him because, man, he really out there ducking. And when I say he's ducking, he won't sit his ass down and just stay in one division and actually conquer it. So he's got to do all this other shit. Go up here, come down there, go up here, meet me here, meet me there. And granted, because that's his blessing, he's become a draw. Thank you, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy in the golden years, because they built him up. But he's past it, guys, because, I mean, you know, and I thought he did make adjustments, minor ones in the fight with Triple G, but I think a lot of what Knockout was saying is that, that he's like I said, he can't sit still, so like his body's all messed up right now, his head's messed up right now, and then he went in there and I'm fucking get nervous. Shit. He didn't go to the body. Yeah, I just took a puff. But he didn't go to the body or anything, man. He was just trying to stand upstairs, and then, like I said, he's past it because he's plotting behind guys, subpar talent. And then he got in there with Triple G, and then, like, when I say adjustment, like he just pivoted to the guy's shoulders, because everywhere Triple G was moving, he was in position to hit his arms like he was planning to. So, man, if you got to do that against a higher talent than David Benavidez, you're not going to be able to get it done, is what I'm saying. So I think he's past it, and with his blessings of given where he's at in his career, no one has a resume like that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And given where he's at, he has a ploy to choose who he wants to fight. So I don't think he's going to be fighting Smoke or anything like that. Like, for real, like on the real, he not going to be fighting these guys. I still feel good about him fighting Charlo, but I think any version of Charlo and the version I saw recently, Charlo would beat him and probably have a possibility of knocking him out if he can get a good uppercut, because someone was saying earlier that he's small and Canelo is small, but his skills have diminished because his feet are slow. We all, throw shade on his footwork, but his upper body movement is pretty good. But his problem being so small, diminutive, that someone could keep a jab If they got decent power, they'll keep him honest, even though they have to be honest coming in with taking his power. But he couldn't even, with all the talk, you listen to the Canelo fanboys, he couldn't even stop fucking a 40-plus-year-old guy. I mean, whatever. And if I had a pound-for-pound list, he's probably, and he's one of my favorite boxers, but he's probably on the outside looking in, man. I'm not impressed with anything he's done since he signed with DAZN. He signed contracts to fight matchroom fighters, and they had the belts, whatever. But like, whatever, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't see Jamal Charlo beating. I know people saying that shit, but Jamal Charlo haven't showed me nothing at 160 pounds where he can beat a Canelo Alvarez. Like I'll bet my house that Jamal Charlo can't beat him. Now,
but real fast, that's because Jamal keeps fighting in one style. He keeps fighting for power, and then that's taxing, and then like he's flopping all over the place too. But he's a good fighter, man, and like he can beat Canelo. He can beat Canelo right now.
But he's not great.
Like yeah.
When I've done film study on Jamal Charlo, and Jamal Charlo don't have the style to beat Canelo. Like he has a great jab, but he doesn't use it consistently. He goes away from it. It's just Jamal Charlo ain't it. But David Benavidez, like I said, if David Benavidez can take Canelo Alvarez's power, I would pick David Benavidez to beat Canelo Alvarez. I don't know. I don't know if he could, if he can, take Canelo Alvarez's counters. We just never seen David Benavidez.
Also E2, right now, today, September 19th, we don't get that fight, man. Canelo, it's a part of his blessing right now. Like, he knows that. Everything we're all talking about in this panel, he knows that. David Benavidez is the real deal, and we'll probably flatline him if he fights. He knows that.
I don't think that David Benavidez will stop him.
Man, I keep telling you, Canelo's past it. Canelo is past it, man. He is past it.
I mean, you could think he passed it or whatever, but he's still David Benavidez to me doesn't stop Canelo. You can't put that jacket on Canelo because Canelo ain't never been stopped. He got a granite chin. And you're not finna just stop him like that. And if you telling me
it'll be the first
Benavidez stops Canelo, you can't tell me that because you telling me that guys like Ronald Ellis and guys like Kyron Davis that damn near went the distance with David Benavidez.
Those are step-ins. Someone else supposed to fight him on those times, and those guys subbed in.
Not only that. There was both.
He stopped him, though.
You're telling me that David Benavidez is letting guys like that go 11, 12 rounds with him, but Canelo can't go.
Canelo went 12 with Chavez Jr. He went 12 with Golovkin. He just went 12 with Golovkin.
That doesn't matter.
40 plus Golovkin.
But that's not you. That Canelo not knocking out Chavez Jr. has nothing to do with you saying that David Benavidez knocks out Canelo Alvarez.
No, I was just simply matching because they went 12. That's all I was saying.
That's what I'm saying. You can't, like I said, when I say this about everybody, you can't come and put a jacket on somebody, right? On somebody that you've never seen get stopped. All the fights that he's had, you've never seen anybody knock him down or stop him. So no, I'm not finna come in.
Yes, sir.
Well, Benavidez will do it. No, Benavidez is not even a power puncher like that. He's more.
We think so, though. We think so, though. We think so. I really think so.
Is more of a fighter that gets you out of there with value, accumulation value. He just he throws so many fucking punches, he'll get you up out of there. He's not a one punch and knockout artist. He's not, you know what I'm saying? We seen him do that against an old, and I fuck with David Benavidez, one of my favorite fighters. I fuck with him way heavier than I do Canelo. But I'm just speaking,
you finally came to the dark side because your ass used to not rock with that.
Hold on.
I'm trying to tell you.
Matai Yoel in the super chat, and my bad man, he says, you're not sick. He says, you're not sick of talking about this. Yeah, thanks for the super chat.
$2, right?
But anyway,
no, it's support. Yeah. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but man, like I said, I just can't. I'm not finna put that jacket on Triple G. I'm not finna put that jacket on Canelo. I'm not finna put that jacket on Errol Spence. It's guys in boxing that I'm not gonna put the jacket on him that, oh well, if he fought such and such, he gonna get stopped. Nah, because they've shown that they have granite chins. They've shown that they, you're not gonna be able to stop them until somebody showed me that, okay, you know what I'm saying, he was down and he was almost stopped and he survived. Now I can say that if such and such gets in the ring with him, he's going to stop him. Until somebody shows me at least that, I can't say that a David Benavidez is going to come in the ring and stop Canelo. Now, you can say that David Benavidez can beat Canelo or have a great chance of beating him, but stopping him is a whole different subject. But
this is my thing. This is my thing.
We go to Kwame.
Quick. Go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead.
This is my thing right quick. Of course, nobody ever stopped Canelo. Nobody ever stopped Triple G. But my belief, I'm not saying it's a fact, and I'm going to bet it if they make that fight. I'm going to bet the stoppage on that fight.
Bet me.
I got the stoppage on that fight. I'm betting.
I want to sneak something in too, Kwame.
I'm betting you the stoppage.
Because we're thinking here, we're generalizing here, right? Okay. How does Canelo Alvarez beat David Benavidez? Mythical matchup. I want to hear from you, sir.
First of all, I never said that Canelo Alvarez beats David Benavidez.
Well, I said we're thinking. I wasn't saying
that. If Canelo Alvarez, if David Benavidez, what I said is if David Benavidez can take Canelo Alvarez's power, David Benavidez, to me, has a better chance of winning the fight. But to answer your question, how can Canelo Alvarez beat David Benavidez?
Yeah.
Countering him, you know what I'm saying? If he could be very defensively responsible, and David Benavidez, he throws a lot of shots and he gives you a lot of chance to, get hit with big shots. You know what I'm saying? He leaves himself open to get hit with big shots. He has decent defense. But, if he goes in there throwing a million punches versus Canelo have great upper body movement and all of that. And, we've seen Canelo in the past be a great counterpuncher. And, yeah, he can catch David Benavidez with some shit, hurt him, and then, get him up out of there. He can. Now, but like I said, if David Benavidez can take his power to where if Canelo is catching him with shots and David Benavidez is still coming forward and still pressing Canelo, I don't see Canelo winning the fight. But like I said, it's a fight. It's a fight that we don't know because we haven't seen David Benavidez in there with tough competition, because we could go and look at all of David Benavidez's
That's very fair at the end there, yeah.
Hold on. We could look at all of David Benavidez's opponents, and I could come back and I could say this. Ain't none of them dudes come close to beating Canelo. Canelo stops all of them guys.
Or he stopped Anthony Durrell. He stopped him.
Canelo beats the fuck out of Anthony Durrell and stops him.
Okay.
What kind of question is that?
Somebody who never been stopped. Wait.
Somebody
hang on, Coach.
Been knocked out.
David Benavidez. What you
talking
about?
I said knocked out.
No, you said stopped.
Okay, well, I changed it to knocked out.
You're not changing nothing because you said what you said already.
No, nigga, I can change what the fuck I want to say.
Once I prove you wrong, Coach, you're not
going to... That's like Kwame go. I don't want to talk anymore. Oh, shit.
I could change it. He ain't never been knocked out.
You ain't changing shit.
He ain't never been knocked out.
You're not changing shit. You said stop.
Because as I said stop, I said I meant knocked out. He ain't never been knocked out.
You're not changing shit. You said stop.
Yeah, whatever. You full of shit.
You said what you said.
You full of shit, Keon. You full of shit, nigga. Whatever.
You said what you said.
Whatever, nigga.
But like I said, anybody that David Benavidez, and like I said, if they ever fight, I'm going for David Benavidez 150%. But anybody that David Benavidez has been in the ring with, Canelo walks through him.
I got the
wait, hang on, Coach. Yeah, I got to stop it too. Canelo has not fought anyone since 2017. Bro, look at Bivol. Okay, you guys are gonna say Bivol, but who has he? I mean, come on. Hang on. And then I'm gonna let Kwame go. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let Kwame go.
David Benavidez, everybody on his resume, Canelo Alvarez walks through them and stops them.
Everybody.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Everybody on Canelo
So
resume.
what?
David Benavidez stops them.
No.
Like who?
That's not. You can't say that.
Like who?
And take it to the bank.
Now you can't.
Well,
But you
why
can't
the
say that
fuck
about
I
David.
can't?
You can't say that about David, though.
Hold on.
You can't say that about David, though.
You can because he ain't fought nobody.
Everybody on Canelo Alvarez's resume,
Like,
David Benavidez stopped.
That's common sense. Like, I think y'all just want to argue just to argue.
No, I don't want to
Everybody
argue.
on
I
Canelo's
don't like
resume.
Canelo like that neither, but I'm not just gonna fucking argue some dumb shit just to argue it.
Everybody on Canelo Alvarez's resume, David Benavidez stops him.
No, he don't. David Benavidez don't stop Bivol. We can't sit here and say, oh yeah, it's for sure David Benavidez stops Bivol.
Oh,
No,
I forgot to say that. I forgot to say that.
Hold on.
75 is not his weight class.
You can't say that David Benavidez stops Callum Smith when
He'll stop
Canelo
that
Alvarez
fucking clown. He'll stop
Hold
him.
on.
Yeah, now we're silly. Now we're
Coach, you can get on here and say anything because you got a fucking pair of lips and a goddamn tongue and a voice box.
And you too.
But it doesn't
Callum
mean that
Smith.
it means anything.
David Benavidez beat the shit out of Callum Smith.
You have nothing to back up what you're saying.
All right.
Well, he'll beat the
Wait,
shit
let's
out
let
of
Kwame go.
Callum.
Let Kwame go. We talked it out. Let's let Kwame go.
Tell me that David Benavidez stops everybody on Canelo Alvarez's resume just sounds like some pure
90%. 90%.
That sounds like that's just fucking ignorance to say that. I know boxing, coach.
Only one he might not stop is Bivol. The only one he might not stop. Hold on, wait. The only one he might not stop is Bivol. The rest of them, he'll stop all them fucking clowns. All of them.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Name another one besides Bivol.
Okay, who has David Benavidez fought?
No.
That ain't what the question was. Nigga, answer the question.
Who has David Benavidez fought?
Answer the question.
To show you that.
Answer the question. Name one person besides Bivol on Canelo Alvarez's resume that David Benavidez wouldn't stop.
I just named a couple.
No, he'll stop Callum Smith, garbage ass.
First of all.
Wait, seriously, we gotta let Kwame go.
Hold on. First of all, like I said, David Benavidez still hasn't fought a fighter on the level of a Callum Smith. David Benavidez still haven't fought a fighter on the level of a Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant will prove that to you on October the 15th. David Benavidez
will stop Caleb Plant.
He still haven't fought a fighter.
Stop Caleb Plant.
Hold on. David Benavidez still haven't fought a fighter on the level of a Dimitri Bivol. So for you to sit up here and say that David Benavidez will stop everybody on Canelo Alvarez,
and I said
it's some stupid shit for you to say.
Stupid shit for you to say.
That you saying it is because the only reason that you saying it is because you speak out of hate. See, my thing is that
oh no, okay, we really gotta let Kwame go. Let's let Kwame go. I don't want to go down that road.
My thing is, I speak with logic. Even though I don't like Canelo like that,
you used to.
With logic.
You finally jumped ship and came to my side, huh?
No, you speaking dumb shit right now. How can you sit up here?
You finally came to my side now, huh? You before.
Wait a minute.
Up here and say that David Benavidez, you guarantee that he stopped everybody on Canelo Alvarez.
Well, how you gonna say that about everybody on Benavidez's resume? You don't know if he'll stop Anthony Durrell. You don't know that. That's your opinion.
The shit that comes out of your mouth.
That's your opinion.
When Canelo Alvarez comes up, it's not even credible.
That's your opinion that he'll stop Anthony Durrell. That's your opinion. I can have my opinions just like you got your fucking. That ain't no fact that he would stop Anthony Durrell. That's not a fact.
How can you say that David Benavidez stopped everybody on Canelo Alvarez?
The same way you can say Canelo would stop everybody on David Benavidez's resume. Nah, the same way you can say that.
You can't say that shit. You know,
you can't say that shit either then.
But anyway, Kwame, you go ahead and go.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, well, first thing I saw from that fight was Triple G definitely lost, like, to me, maybe 2 or 3 steps. It's not just like a step. It's like 2 to 3 steps.
Three.
And I think part of what people aren't looking at with that is Canelo actually beat that out of him in the second fight. I mean, he has not been as active since the second fight, regardless of what people thought the outcome was. If you took a look at how Triple G looked after Canelo GGG 2, he took a beating, and he took a lot of shots to the head, a lot. And I don't care how much of an iron chin you have in the sport of boxing, you're still a motherfucking human, you know. And we've seen a steady decline of Triple G, and the reason I believe that Canelo could have stopped him is that if he would have fought him the same exact way he fought him in the second fight, he probably would have, because he beats years off of Triple G's career. And I thought that we would see that kind of Canelo Alvarez fight Triple G. And he came out to do that in the first round. He was throwing big shots, trying to counter and stuff. But Coach made a great point. Triple G, you could still see he had that experience. He was using that lateral movement. He was using his jab. See, when you have a good jab in boxing, it don't matter how old you are. If you have good fundamentals, you'll still be able to do certain things. And he was able to dictate distance and not take as much punishment as before. But what I also saw with Triple G, even with Triple G doing that, he lost so much that Canelo still could have capitalized, I felt, and did major damage and possibly stopped him, in my belief. After I seen that performance with Canelo Alvarez, he slid down on the pound-for-pound list for me. I honestly see vulnerability for the first time. I'm not saying like just because he lost a fight before. I'm seeing vulnerability in him now in a win. See, I saw that incline in Canelo Alvarez after that loss to Floyd. I saw him get better, and I seen a lot of things that showed that he was the best in the world, but I don't see that no more from Canelo Alvarez. And Knockout brought up a really good point. It happened to Roy Jones Jr. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down on the scale. You know, so Canelo, through ducking, seems that he has poisoned himself by going up and down and trying to make all these fights. And he tried to do that with a guy at 175 in Bivol, and Bivol put it on his ass. And I believe that's another factor that people aren't looking at in the Triple G fight as well, is that he just came off of a loss, a dominating loss. And people don't know what Canelo's psyche was after that. He may not have wanted to take as many chances as before because Bivol was lighting his ass up. If Bivol had the type of power Triple G had, he might have did some real damage to Canelo. But what I saw from Triple G, that really scared me with Triple G was even in the rounds where Canelo was tired and we gave him some sympathy rounds. His technique, because of how much he's declined, he didn't really have a lot on those punches to me. Even the ones he was scoring, there was not any punch I saw Triple G throw in that fight where I said, damn, that's dangerous, man. If Canelo get caught with that shit, it's curtains. Because Canelo threw a lot of big punches on Triple G in the second fight, and Triple G ate him, and vice versa. So I think going forward, we're gonna see Canelo take another loss. I feel like it's not just a bad performance. It's not just a bad performance. To me, I believe the performance was based off his own ability because he's on the decline. Me personally, Triple G, the version of Triple G, he's so declined and bad now. I can't with a straight face say that Jamal Charlo, with whatever's going on in his life, can't beat that version of Triple G. That version of Triple G, that guy right there, I don't see him being any better than that version, being better than the version of Derevyanchenko that Jamal Charlo fought. I mean, I don't see it. So, look, that fight to me, I actually cut it off after round 10 because shit was boring to me. What Canelo was doing was boring. Triple G was old as shit, and I got agitated that Canelo couldn't do more with what Triple G presented.
Right.
I don't know why we all acting so surprised that Triple G looked slow and washed up. I told y'all he was gonna look like that before the fight happened. I said the motherfucker 40 years old, he's washed up. He been looking washed up in his last. Motherfucker looked washed up ever since he fought Derevyanchenko. Like, what is the big surprise? We knew.
No. Kwame said since the second matchup between Canelo, that's when he looked bad, man.
Yeah, he fought Derevyanchenko after the second Canelo Alvarez matchup. So people like running around like, oh, Triple G looked old and slow, and he looked the fucking same. He been looking against everybody else, against the fucking Steven Rolls and the goddamn Zermetas, and he looked like shit against them. They just were fucking more. They was just horrible. Them dudes was just fucking horrible fighters. Motherfucker can't whoop me. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's like, why are we acting surprised that Triple G looked old? Like, man, Triple G looked old and slow. He been looking like that. When hasn't he looked like that the past 2-3 years?
But Keon, I think
like I don't understand. Like
Keon, but I think he looks
surprised now.
Keon, I think he looks slower because, like you said, he was in there with guys that we all knew he could beat, but
they were horrible.
Right, but now he's in there with again another top tier world class fighter, and it shows even more that he is no longer on that level. To me, that's what I
said he's past it, didn't I, Coleman? I said he's past it. He is past it. He's been past it. He hasn't fought anyone in years.
Yeah, he's been past it. But the thing is that he's still in all those fights where he looks slow and lethargic and everything. He still shows that, hey, the motherfucker got a granite chin. One thing I can say, he got a granite chin and he still got his power. You know what I'm saying? He's just not explosive as he used to be. Right? He's not explosive as he used to be. He's not as quick as he used to be, although he was never the quickest fighter. But, you know, he's done. He's done. He's been done. And I still don't see none of these fighters stopping Triple G. You got to show me. You got to show me. You got to hurt him. I got to see him hurt until I say,
fair,
okay,
E. That's fair.
Stop it. But, man, I mean, but as far as Canelo, like I said, if anybody thinks it's okay for him to run around telling you, oh, I'm not fighting no more Mexicans and this, and then when he got drilled about the not fighting no more Mexicans in the press conference, this motherfucker had a nerve enough to get pissed off and say, oh no, it's you guys just put out the story and flip around what I say. No, we heard exactly what you said out of your mouth. Nobody had to flip nothing because it was fucking a live video when you said what you said. And you said exactly that. And then now he's trying to say, oh, well, I just meant like, you know, Mexican, like, you know, my home country, you know, I represent Mexico, my home country, basically trying to allude to like, I'm helping them out if I don't fight them and beat them. Like, well, bro, you're not helping anybody, any fighter from Mexico out by not fighting them. You're actually doing them a disfavor by not fighting them because they're going to get their biggest payday. So if you fight them, you're helping them out if you do fight them. Like, so he got shit fucked up. It's just an excuse so he don't have to fight certain fighters. And everybody can see that, bro. Everybody can see that shit. You know, and so I think that what needs to happen, if David Benavidez and Senior really want to fight, if they really wanted to fight, if the post-fight press conference was open, they should have been in that motherfucking press conference. If you really, really want that goddamn fight, right? You should have been in the press conference. And like Coach said, if you can't get close enough to mush him in his motherfucking face, hop up and call him all type of bitches and ducks. I bet you Canelo Alvarez will fight him in because you know what I'm saying? You gotta belittle him and get him pissed off enough. Now the whole world looking at this man call you all type of bitches and hoes and how scary you are. Yeah, you would have got kicked out the press conference, but you would have got your shit off. So I think, hey, you got to take it to that level. These fighters, they just showing too much respect to Canelo, like Charlo. Charlo showed that man way too much respect.
I agree.
Does anybody on the panel want to see a different fight that is not Canelo versus Benavidez?
No, I don't.
You want to see Canelo versus Benavidez, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll answer that. I do want to see. I want to see Benavidez Charlo because that's what the suits want. That's what they're willing to put the money down for. So I do want to see that. But Charlo's he's not in that division yet. So like I respect that.
Well, I'm talking about Canelo. Is there any fight you want more for Canelo than Benavidez?
No.
Charlo. Then yeah, Charlo. Then for sure again.
For Canelo, is there any fight more than Benavidez?
I would be okay with the Charlo too, but I know what I want, and what I want is the Benavidez fight.
He's not doing that.
I hope him and Charlo fight, and I hope that everybody that's running around talking this Charlo shit willing to put their money on the line. We can give our money to one person that we all trust, and put your money on the line, because Jamal Charlo ain't beating Canelo. But
it's a really tough fight, though.
It's not a tough fight.
He can win. In fact, he can. No, when I say tough fight, like it's up to Charlo. He's the one making adjustments because I think Canelo's past it, and I think
Charlo.
But he only fights one. He fights one style.
Jamal Charlo going through and not disciplined and all that shit, but Charlo ain't it. But like I said, Benavidez,
right now,
I'm gonna be honest. Right? If somebody say, okay, you gotta bet on this Benavidez, you got a choice. You could bet on Benavidez and Canelo. I'm sitting that one out. I'm not betting on neither one of them. Like
I'm gonna bet on Canelo.
I don't blind. I don't like going into fights blind.
Benavidez.
Hold on. We know that you have David. Everybody in the motherfucking world know that you have David Benavidez. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not going into a fight blind. Like, yeah, David Benavidez, he a hell of a fighter to me. One of my favorite fighters, but I don't know. I ain't never seen him in with tough enough competition to gauge him against somebody like Canelo. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't like going into fights betting blind with my money. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I'm not finna do that. But after, you know what I'm saying? It maybe if I see David Benavidez in the ring against a Caleb Plant or even a Jamal Charlo, then I'll be able to gauge him, you know what I'm saying? Gauge him a lot better. But you know what I'm saying? He just haven't fought the opponent for me to be able to gauge him like that against a Canelo.
Yeah, it'll tell us a lot more about Benavidez when we see him fight somebody really up there.
But Keon, I say this too, right? Because I notice a lot of people always say, "Well, this person hasn't really fought anyone for me to say that he could beat this person." But what about I'll just purely look at matchups, like the actual matchup. Styles. And when I see the matchup, I see him. It doesn't take for Benavidez to beat somebody more credible because. It's just like, to me, like a Boots Ennis. Everyone you putting up against him is getting smashed.
Well, let me say this for a minute. Let me say this. I was gonna make that example, right?
Nicely put.
I'm gonna make the Boots Ennis example, right? If you put Boots Ennis up against Errol Spence, I'm not betting on that fight because I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's going in, seeing, okay, yeah, Boots look like a monster, just like David Benavidez, right? But we still haven't seen Boots Ennis, right, in the ring with a caliber of fighter, even near good enough to where we could test and say, okay, yeah, he definitely beats Errol Spence. I'm just saying that's me. That's the way I think if I'm betting on something.
But if you had to put money on one of them, I can guarantee you're gonna put your money on Spence. Why? Because if we were looking at it like let's just say horse racing, right? And I know a horse and that's hit a fucking top speed or whatever. I know what his ceiling is versus another one with a lot of potential, but I haven't seen him hit that top speed that this guy has. Then I know, well, Errol Spence is more proven, right? Can Boots beat him? Right. Absolutely he can. But Spence is more proven as of right now. Same thing with Canelo Benavidez. Benavidez, can he beat Canelo? Yeah, of course he can. He has a potential to beat Canelo. Yeah, but he hasn't done anything of that level yet, so we don't know. We know Canelo is more proven.
Yeah, all great fighters look fucking unstoppable and dominant against low-level competition. We see this shit, bro. I didn't just start, I didn't just get involved in boxing yesterday. Like, come on now. Throughout the years, we've seen fighters come through the ranks, look fucking unstoppable and dominant, and then you put somebody in the ring with them,
Edgar Berlanga
level, and then you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he ain't unstoppable. He looked beatable now.
Also, too, like I look at it like kind of like what Kwame just said. Especially now, more days, because we all want the best to fight the best, right? So I go on a current basis and matchups and styles, and if yes, of course, proven, durability and things like that, and normal boxing stuff, because you got to be watching for however long or experience, but truly the matchup, man. I mean, just speaking about David and Canelo, like, since I think Canelo has passed it, his footwork movement will get him in trouble with David. Everyone thinks David's footwork is bad because he's not, quote unquote, fighting anybody, but I think it's what he's doing in there that's what he's been able to capitalize. And then his motor, like someone was saying earlier, David's a beast, man. He's the best 68-pounder, and if I could speak for Coach, like, Canelo went up there and did what he did without fighting the best. He literally did what he did, became undisputed without fighting the best guy in the division. Yeah. And that's why I put an asterisk on that shit. Like, and check it. Like, he's still running around here ducking him because he gets to use the excuse of he's Mexican American. That's whack, man. That's lame.
Canelo definitely ducking him, bro. But one thing, when you say that David is the best 168-pounder,
you don't think so? For real. I'm asking you.
Let me finish. I'm not gonna disagree with you with that, right? I'm not gonna disagree with you that you saying, because you have a right to think he looked like he might be the best 168-pounder to me. This is my opinion, right? But I still got to see him beat Caleb Plant. I want to see that fight. I still got to, see him
Caleb Plant.
Like Caleb Plant. You hold on. Let me finish, because I've seen David Benavidez in the ring with a Ronald Ellis and take a lot of shots. I've seen David Benavidez in the ring with a Kyron Davis, a guy that was a late replacement, a guy that was a 154-pound fighter, and he took a lot of shots against Kyron Davis.
But how dare I say everyone gets hit in the boxing ring? His style allows that.
But the thing is to hit and not be hit like that. Like I said,
for sure. And you're about that.
He took a lot of shots in those fights.
No,
I don't. Yes, he did. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see him against somebody that got great footwork, that's going to give you angles, that can box and do different things. You know what I'm saying?
And you think it's Caleb Plant?
I like Caleb Plant. I mean, y'all can say what you're going to say. I like Caleb Plant. Now,
I like Caleb too, but he can't bust a paper bag.
I didn't say that he beats Caleb Plant. I need to see the fight. I need to see those fights.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, David would flatline him, dog. Like,
well, you're saying
eventually.
When David Benavidez speaks to these fights, right? He doesn't talk like y'all, because
of course.
He does. He's saying, look,
he called.
Hold on, let me finish. I just seen a video with him today. He says David Morrell. He says Caleb Plant. Charlo, he says all of those fights are very tough fights. He was like, I'm not just going to sit here and act like these guys, I just walk through these guys and they're not tough fights. He was like, they're tough fights, but I want to fight them. You know what I'm saying? I want to fight them. He said, I know they're going to be tough fights for me.
Right. Hold on, Coach.
He also said, all of them acting like bitches. That's exactly what he said. They all acting like bitches and don't want to fight.
Well, like I said, Caleb Plant, he called out David Benavidez and said that he wants to fight Benavidez.
But why he didn't
want it now?
Y'all talking about why he and why they, but you're not talking about how how
Wait,
hang on, E.
Samson, hold on. Y'all not talking about how Samson came out of his own mouth and say that he stopped the fight in the past.
Yeah, because he knew it was going to destroy that motherfucker. That's why.
But that's what I mean.
Hang on, E. That's not me. That's Coach.
I'm
trying to separate. I'm trying to separate from Coach.
I'm just saying.
Your man, you sit there and talk about David Benavidez. That y'all can sit here and say all of this bullshit. Well, we got to see him fight a top tier fighter when fighters know fighters, and I've been trying to tell y'all this forever. But see, Keon, you don't know shit about boxing.
You don't know shit about boxing. Hold on. You the same man.
Let Coach go. Let Coach go. He was cooking.
Hold on. I'm gonna do like you. Hold on.
Good and give Canelo all type of problems. And Super D went out there and lost
water. Your man Taylor Plant is a fucking scary bitch. I can fight, huh, Canelo? I can fight, huh? Yeah, that's your man. The shit. I
rock with Caleb Plant. David Benavidez.
I rock with you too.
You started rocking with David. You wasn't rocking with David before. You used to Canelo and Canelo this too, and then you saw Canelo move.
First of all, you can't tell me who I was rocking with. I've been rocking with David Benavidez. I've been rocking with David Benavidez. Right. Now, at one point,
this is what I got right here. When
if I had to pick between David Benavidez and Canelo, at that point I was gonna pick Canelo.
Yeah. So if Cinnamon make this fight, me and you gonna bet, and this the bet. This is how I'm gonna show you I know more shit about boxing than you.
No, you
I'm
don't.
gonna bet you. I'm going to bet you that he stopped Canelo. I'm gonna bet that.
Well, you're gonna have a very hard time betting that because Canelo ain't gonna fight him.
That's how he ends it. Man.
If Sweetie Pie Cinnamon decide to fight, Cinnamon Apple Pie decide to fight, I'm gonna bet you that he fucking stop him. Not just beat him. He's gonna stop him. The referee gonna stop the fucking fight. I'll bet that right now today.
If that fight ever happened, I'm gonna break my neck to bet you.
So we're all on record saying we want the. We're all on record saying we want the Benavidez fight next. But who do you guys?
He deserved the fight next.
Who do you guys think Canelo will actually fight? Like for real? Who do you guys think he's gonna fight?
I'll give Canelo 2 fights.
So he might go fight Macadamia Nut because he don't want no smoke with David Benavidez.
Yeah. Well, no. He's gonna fight a Matchroom guy. That's who he signed to fight. He's gonna fight a Matchroom guy.
He's probably gonna fight a fucking John Ryder or somebody and say
that's what I think too.
But isn't his Matchroom or the Zone deal? Is that wasn't that up with the Triple G fight?
That's what I
does. No, it was a 3-fight deal. Kwame, it doesn't matter. He's gonna fight a Matchroom fighter in a Matchroom stable. That's who he signed to fight. That stuff's too technical.
He probably gonna give you a Rudy Poot, John Ryder, or some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, man, it is what it is with Canelo. I don't like how he moves.
If you do that, they need to strip him then.
I don't like how he moves. He needs to be fighting Canelo Alvarez. If the sanctioning bodies were about any fucking thing, they would have been made him fight.
Okay.
They would have made him fight Benavidez. He needs to fight Benavidez.
I got it.
Fight Benavidez.
I got it, Keon. What about Andrade?
What about him?
I'm just saying.
He said he'd never fight that guy.
No.
The guy that just ducked Janabek?
I mean, I don't care what he done. I'm just saying, do we want to see? Will we be okay with him being the next match?
Fighter? For sure.
But that's not a possible fight. That ain't possible.
I don't think he's with Matchroom anymore.
That's some fantasy shit right now.
No, it doesn't even matter. Like he would never fight that guy.
That's fantasy.
Andrade's style would beat Canelo.
Nah,
just off style. Yes, it would. Stop.
Like, when you're talking about Canelo not being Andrade is not the same fighter that he was.
Sure, that's fair. But I'm just saying, stylistically, he beat that guy. Yes. We've talked about this before. I don't see Andrade beating him because
style aside.
Not now, maybe not now. Like lately, currently, but
At 154, I would have said, yeah, Andrade.
Nah, man. Andrade's a talented guy, man. I'm not gonna just just because he moves crazy, I'm not gonna just not say like he can do the job.
I'm not talking about because he's crazy. I'm just saying.
No, his style would give Canelo a lot of problems, and if he and hopefully
with lower tier opponents before.
Yeah, like everybody else, except a few guys.
Not everybody else.
There's only a few guys out there really fucking being the best. Like but other than that, people get hit, man.
About Canelo, when you see him going there against low tier opponents, he get them motherfuckers up out of there.
Because they're not near anywhere his level. I've been saying, I've been saying this. Hang on. I've been saying this since I got on your show, sir. I've been saying this ever since I got on your show. He has not fought anyone since 2017. How long is that? 2017, 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22. 6 years? Going on 7 years? We're going on 7 years.
Say that Canelo ain't fought nobody since 2017. That's crazy.
Who has he fought? Give me the names. Give me the names. I'd love to hear them.
If that's what you think, that he ain't fought nobody since 2017, I'm gonna let you have that one yourself. Did you had something to
Who has he fought? Who has he fought that you thought they had a chance of beating?
I disagree with you, Steph, because if we take I don't like them. Listen, hear me out. I don't like those guys that he fought because I have higher expectations. I have higher expectations for Canelo, but if all of those guys,
I ain't finished, but I'm gonna make sure your ass is finished. Go ahead, Box Talk.
If all of those guys that Canelo's fought in the last 6 years were on David Benavidez's resume, then David Benavidez.
See, that's not my point, though. But Freddie, that's not my point. I don't care about that stuff. Look, I said it moments ago. I said, like Kwame said, I'm about the moment. I'm about the current update status and looking at the styles and matchups. Yes, I know who's proven and who's not, who deserves a chance, who doesn't. We can fight and debate about that all day, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at that fight and I'm going, oh yeah, I think that guy would win.
Well,
even if I'm trying to be as objective, but on the real, I'm trying to be as objective as I can. But
for Andre and Canelo, right?
I'm sorry?
For Andre and Canelo?
On any of these tough fights, Benavidez, Andrade, Charlo, those are tough fights for Canelo. That's why he hasn't taken them. Why? Because those guys have a style. They can jab, they can punch, they got power, and there's a legitimate chance that if he can't get them out early, there's a real chance they can win late. Well, that doesn't mean, hang on. That doesn't mean I don't like Canelo or don't think he can't beat them, because you're right, Freddie. You said earlier, I'd probably put my money if someone put the gun in my head on Canelo. But I know those guys can bring some to the table and beat him. Yeah, especially why? What have I been saying? Fourth time I'll say it. I'm on the current. I'm on the late. What have you done for me lately? And Canelo hasn't done shit for me lately. Well, y'all can be impressed. Y'all can be impressed with what he's done in all these fights. And yeah, Knockout said it earlier. His most impressive moment is undisputed. But the UK guys, they suck. And then he got white people mixed up with the Russian guy, and that guy ended up fucking beating his ass, outclassing him. He took an historic ass whooping. But
let me
whatever, man.
Because Rick Timms, right now, you my guy, but you saying that David Benavidez ducked Andrade is some pure bullshit. David Benavidez never ducked no Demetrius Andrade ever. In his whole entire career, he ain't never ducked no Demetrius Andrade. I don't know where you got that shit from, what channel you got that from, but that's a lie. David Benavidez never ducked Demetrius Andrade. Actually, David Benavidez is the one that called for Demetrius Andrade before Demetrius Andrade or his team ever mentioned David Benavidez. David Benavidez called for that fight. Now, I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, his manager, that don't have nothing to do with David Benavidez, because Samson came out and said that, oh, no, we're not going to fight him. That wasn't David Benavidez. David Benavidez called for that fight. To this day, he'll still tell you that he wants to fight. Recently, he even called for Demetrius Andrade. So I don't know where you're getting that David Benavidez ducked Demetrius Andrade. Ever. That never happened. Now you can say that Canelo ducked him, and Canelo did duck him at 154. Because why you ain't want to come undisputed at 154? All you had was Charlo and Demetrius Andrade left. I think that Canelo did duck him at 150, or was it 160?
He left the division.
Both weight classes. But Jay Miller, let me read this. Jay Miller says, didn't Bivol struggle with lower tier opponents? Bivol, he didn't struggle versus lower tier opponents. No, I never seen Bivol struggle.
He just didn't look as good. Yeah.
I seen Bivol, he didn't look impressive. He didn't look impressive with those opponents. That don't mean he struggled because he won the fight easily. He just didn't look impressive.
Man. Everybody gets hit though, man. Everyone gets beat up, even against lower tier guys. Look at Teofimo's last fight. It was horrible. He was hugging that guy every time he got close, and that guy was shit. Whatever. Like I said earlier, there's only a few guys out there, man, really doing it, including Canelo.
Bro, the whole thing surrounding, we could argue, well, he gonna do this and he gonna do that. But see, my whole thing is that the shit that Canelo's saying and how he's moving. Like I said before, it's not fucking up to you to act like you run the sanctioning bodies and who deserve what. If a motherfucker has earned his way, if David Benavidez has earned his way up the ladder, up the rankings for a fight with you, you're getting paid enough to look and say, okay, that's who next in line. Bring them on. But see, you're not moving like that. That's what I don't like about Canelo. You making excuses why you shouldn't have to fight David Benavidez and what has he done? Who give a fuck? Well, beat his ass then. But see, that's my whole problem with Canelo.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. We've been on here for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Seems longer.
Man, good cook session. Let me go around. Everybody get their last words. Coach.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Y'all go sub the Glover Boxing and more, man, and y'all come check me out. Y'all come check me out. I can't wait to see what he gonna do next, bro. I really can't. And I can't wait to see what Canelo gonna do next. If we gonna get the David Benavidez fight or not. I just hope so. So, you know, that's it, bro. Always a pleasure, kid, even when we argue, my brother. You know
great show. You know I love arguing with your ass. Especially when it comes to Canelo, cause shit, I'm trying to get on Canelo. Y'all just go, y'all go all the way left. See, I need money on here to even shit out, cause money just gonna go 100% in Canelo favor. Motherfucking Canelo can't do no wrong, and so I need money on here to get in his ass.
Man, yeah, but it's always a pleasure, bro, and keep up the good work as always, bro. We talk behind the scenes. I'ma holler at y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Really, coach.
Salute to coach, and make sure y'all sub to Glove Up Boxing and more. Kwame, what's good with it?
Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel. Like I said, another great show. Fine wine, just get better and better. Yeah, I'm gonna just close out with this. I'm not paying for a Canelo fight. I don't pay for him anyway already, but I'm not paying for a Canelo fight ever unless he fights someone that we actually want to see. And based on the discussion we just had, there's absolutely no one that we want to see him fight besides Benavidez. There's no one else out there. So until he decides to, step up and grow some nuts, then I'm done with Canelo because he's on a decline.
We got my man Mustache.
E. Thanks for allowing me to come on, man. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that, man. Salute to the chat and the panel. But since we're talking a lot of Canelo there, I'm cool with him, man. He's got a lot of leverage as far as deciding on who he wants to fight. So I don't think it'll be David Nexley, but maybe there's a possibility in the future. We shall see. Depends on his how much money is guaranteed for him, I would imagine. And I'll be around, brother. I'll be around.
Yes,
keep up the good work.
Salute to you. Appreciate you. Box Talk, man. Let them know what you got going on, and let them know about what went on this weekend, what you got up for them.
Yeah, so I got all the fights on my channel. If anybody missed the fights and wants to check out the fights, I have them on my channel. I usually try to put up all the fights, all the big fights anyways. So yeah, if you guys ever want to check that out, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Glove Up if you haven't already. Glove Up Boxing. He had a badass panel going on earlier, and we had a lot of fun on that too. So yeah, just check his channel out, check my channel out. If you like what you see, subscribe, like the videos, comment, whatever. It always helps out the channels. And thank you, Keith, for always having me on, man. Always being hella supportive of my channel. So I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, man, as far as Canelo, all we can see is how he moves, what his next move is. But man, shit.
I hope we get the Benavidez fight, man. I'm a fan at the end of the day. That's what I want to see. I don't think we'll get it, but that's what I want, man. I can only hope, right?
Yeah, he has to. Like, I mean, I will. Like, if he go get that smoke, that run back with Bivol, I'll respect that.
Yeah.
I'll respect that. But it's either Bivol or Benavidez. We know that he not gonna fight Bitterbeef. You know what I'm saying? Let me say this. Let me see this. I'm gonna give him respect. This is what Canelo can do next. David Benavidez, Bivol, Zordo Ramirez, or Bitterbeef. It's 4 fighters right there. He can choose any of those 4 fighters. And to me, if he choose any of those 4 fighters, his haters can shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not a Canelo Alvarez fan like that, but everybody has to shut the fuck up if he choose any of those 4 fighters, myself included. You got to give him respect. But if he don't choose none of those 4 fighters, it ain't nobody else for him to fight, and it's gonna be some bullshit. And I'm not supporting it.
I'm okay with any of those 4 guys, and I'll even throw in Charlo. Even though I think he beats Charlo, just the entertainment factor for me will do it. So that's fine.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. Yep. So 5 fighters right there. He gave you 5.
Yep.
Gave you 5. So it's not like, oh well, he don't have nobody else now, or and you can't even say, well, he deserves a soft touch. He just fought Triple G. That's supposed to be a soft touch. A man that you've already fought twice. You know him like a book. Now he's older. You made him move up to 168. He's washed up. That's a soft touch. Your next fight needs to be one of those 5 opponents.
I hate to say it, man, but I hate to be that guy, but he'll find a way. He'll find a way to fight somebody other than those guys.
This shit crazy, man. And we need to find a way to not support that shit. But anyway, like I said, man, y'all hit the like button. If y'all ain't hit the like button yet, I appreciate everybody that came through, and y'all ain't know what it is. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
Peace.